Alrighty. How we doing, guys? I'm ready to start if you are. Let's go ahead and do this thing. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and get started. I'm your host, Mr. Deadman. Welcome to the Mr. Deadman stream here. All right, so Grace Thorp had a debate with some black dude named, I forgot his name. It doesn't even matter, just some dude. No, I think it's David Cooley. David Cooley. Some podcast I don't think anyone really cares about. I only really watched it because Grace was there. We'll talk about that a little bit. Of course, I was featured in an Ethan Ralph versus Vickers documentary. It's kind of weird to talk about that so like it's happened so long ago, but this documentary came out the other day. And I'm featured in it, so we got to watch it. So, we're going to do that. I caught wind of King TL's stream, and what's interesting about King TL is that like he speaks in ways that are kind of like it's very like abstract, It's very abstract, dude, in some ways. And I'm trying to make sense. I'm like, okay, wait, something's happening. There's something going on here. Okay, all right. Just watch and observe. All right, gotcha. All right. As if I don't know. I'm not allowed to talk about it. Anyway, what else? I think that's about it. Oh, yeah, no. The Thorp's roast Ruby, and it's pretty funny. But first, we're going to get into here is, how are you guys feeling, man? It's Friday night. Having a good night? Hope so. Are you guys happy to be here? I'm happy to be here. Hey, Hurricane Pyro, how's it going? So the first thing we're going to get into here is actually going to be the Ethan Ralph stuff because I'm featured in it. And it's a good video. I sampled it a little bit. It's good. I think we're going to like this. All right, we're all set and ready to go. Let's play this bad boy.
There are people who will lie to you. They'll tell you that we're living in the age of Trumpism, that we're living in the age of nuclear power, the age of globalism, the age of information. None of that is true. You know what age we're living in? The age of the single-parent household. It only takes a cursory look at some...
Hey, this is on point. This is related to the debate that Grace had with that dude, with David. The single-parent household. Okay.
Statistics to see what ripple effects single parent, especially single mother households have on their kids specifically in the country in general. Now, this isn't necessarily a knock at the single moms and dads who hold it down, but the numbers don't lie. Now, just because one parent is doing the whole child rearing thing solo doesn't automatically mean it's GG's for their offspring. Even if you're a teenage single mother, you can still pull it off, provided you still have...
You can. The odds are against you, but you can. But we'll get into that in more detail later.
A good support system behind you. And I don't just mean the government giving you grocery money every month. An actual support system in the form of a healthy family indoor community. Healthy being the key word there. Because...
What do you mean? Living off of government assistance? That's not healthy, man? That's not healthy? That's not support living? Stable living?
Let's hypothetically say that the support system itself was toxic. Well, that might actually produce worse results than having no support system at all. Tragically, that is exactly the case for the son of Ethan Oliver Ralph, the not-so-famous host of the Kill Stream, who got his initial taste of internet notoriety for writing heroic blogs during the Gamergate.
Gamergate activist charged with assault on officers. Yeah, I remember this. Look at that face, man. Look at that. That's the face of a dude who gets in trouble a lot.
Era. It became one of the internet blood...
Oh, was that chat? Oh, yeah. Yeah, the Deadman lore goes back, far back. And let's just say mistakes have been made. Like going furry today. Today I've come out of the closet. I'm a furry. It's true. I try to change. I try to pray to God, but it's not working. I don't know what to say, dude. I need to repent, but I don't know how.
Sports era's greatest stars until his downfall. Things haven't gone too breezy for your boy in the past half decade or so, and one of the big reasons for that involved him becoming a daddy. I won't be speaking much about Ralph's 4-year-old son Xander in this video, because nothing I'm going to talk about in this video is little man's fault. It's the fault of the adults he is unfortunately tied to because of circumstances out of his control. His ticket got pulled, the cosmic dice got rolled, and little man rolled snake eyes.
That's so true. That's so true. Yeah, leave little Xander out of it. You know, it's not his fault. You know, you don't get to choose where you're born or who your parents are. It just is what it is, man.
The irony of it is that it's not completely Ralph's fault. It's a lot his fault and a lot his baby mama's fault. But the MVP of this white trash soap opera that I'm about to tell you is Ralph's baby mama's daddy, Matthew Vickers.
Yes. Dude, there's so much here. Man, he would live on Kiwi farms and just post and post and post. It's like his life was like dependent on getting like affirmation or validation from random people on Kiwi farms. That's it, you know? Like that's his glory. His glory, his highlight, his fame was because his daughter got gunted. Dude, that's it. Oh, God. And people would use that to justify all the stupid stuff Vickers would do. You know? No matter what Vickers did, no matter how many suits, no matter how much money he sunk into it, it was like, oh, but, his daughter got gunted. It's like, yeah, but it's time to give it up because it's not. How do you ruin a man that's already ruined? Oh, is that wood? Get your wife a furry mask and you're good? Oh, maybe I will. Maybe we'll have some furry action as long as it's biblical, missionary style, you know? Yeah, that's Vickers. That is.
The guy who destroyed his family, his livelihood, and his life in a dumb internet feud with a lol cow that he still lost.
Didn't they leave the internet already? They did, and a lot has happened. They got divorced, apparently. Apparently, the Vickers household was not very good. So what's new with them? Oh, this is a new documentary that came out 2 days ago. And there's a brief clip with me in it, so that's why we're watching it.
Before we get to Matthew Vickers, we got to start with his daughter, Faith Vickers. Faith Vickers is a lot of things, none of them really that good. She's somebody who demands independence while also constantly depending on others. This saga got started all because she wanted to get out from under her parents' roof as soon as she got out of high school. But she wasn't going to do this the boring way by joining the military, going to college, or getting a job. Nah, she went the Dubai escort route and got flown out by an older gentleman who she could be a sugar baby for.
I love that, but the Dubai escort route led her to Ethan freaking Ralph. Oh, and rumor has it she was trying to hit up Destiny and Dick Masterson before Ethan Ralph. So,
older gentleman in question being Ethan Oliver Ralph. Now the time.
Whoa. Go back. Now that's a screenshot. That is a screenshot. Oh, what the? Why wasn't I going back?
The time. The older gentleman in question being Ethan Oliver.
Look at that. You guys remember that photo? You guys remember that? Look at that photo there. Does that scream love? Or does that scream hostage? Yeah, the gun got himself a new girl. That's right. I did watch that Kino Casino clip too. And I was like, all right. Well, it's It's quite special, very special. I think I don't know where he gets them. Maybe like he hangs out by the school or something. Wait for the special needs class to let out or something, because his new girl is pretty autistic or something's weird. I don't know what's going on. I think him and JF Garipi shop at the same place for their girlfriends. Yeah, he got punched out in Portugal. Yeah, it's pretty bad. Actually, he got beat up. If I remember correctly, he got beat up twice. One we didn't see, and he got beat up bad. Rumor has it he was messing with some hooker or something went down. I don't know. And then there was a fight where we're gonna get it in here, where Cog, if you even know who that guy is, brought his beefcake boyfriend to Portugal with him as backup, as muscle, because Vickers paid him to do so. Oh man, dude, this is good. Oh, dude, this I should have got 2 bottles of malt liquor. That's what this is tonight. I'm feeling the energy. I can't leave the shed now. But this is a 2 bottles of malt liquor at the same time kind of energy now.
Ralph. Now, the timing of this move is very sus, like veering into grooming territory sus. Ralph was allegedly in contact with Faith since she was 17. Now, I couldn't find any evidence of Ralph disrespecting Faith while she was still a minor, but this was a spawn camping strat that Ralph was pulling, just waiting right outside the graduation ceremony.
Here's the thing. If you're going to come out with a documentary over something that's like years old, have it fun, have it spicy. And this guy's doing it. The delivery is nice. It's fresh. He does it in a way where you can make old material fresh. I like it. So congrats to this guy. Mikey No More. Subscribe to him. Support that channel.
Ceremony with condoms and a honey packet on deck. Now, Ralph was very eager to brag to the world that he had a hot,
can I take the mask off?
Living with him,
no.
who he originally called Zoomer Girl to protect her identity, which Ralph copied.
You gotta commit to the bit, unless someone pays like $20. Then I'll take it off. But I mean, you gotta commit to the bit.
Celeb father figure Dick Masterson, who called his girlfriend 80s girl.
I have a hot 18-year-old babe anyway, so I don't need to worry about the weight or anything like that. You know? Oh, whoa! Revealed a little too much.
You got a hot 18-year-old. She just turned 18.
Had to pour another drink.
This was par for the course whenever Ralph got a new chick. We just gotta know that he's fucking. Ralph's fans, all 13 of them, were left in awe of the Ralph male being able to bag a bird almost half his age, while his usual detractors were just skeeved out. They would still proceed to make fun of Faith, though. Make fun of her drawings, make fun of her teeth, make fun of her cringy YouTube videos. And they would make fun of the fact that she's kinda loopy. Like these tweets she made when she was still in high school. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, these. Man, there were a lot of strange tweets from Faith, dude. Like, you couldn't believe this stuff. I came to my school after being raped on the school bus, and they told me that because I was dating the dude that it didn't count. And I wanted it and would be suspended along with him, and they'll tell my parents. Like, do you believe that? What kind of school is that? Wait a second. Hold on. The way the schools are in America, maybe that is true. maybe I don't know, man. With the trans reading the books and like just kind of sweeping things. Well, what school was this? Some school in Chicago? Or she lived in California, right? Okay. One of those. We're gonna just sweep it under. Didn't Mr. Stevens sell it to Vickers? Oh, we will get into that. And don't worry, I will reveal that accidents did happen along the way. I did. Look, there was a highlight, and then there was the biggest L I had ever taken in my life. That is true. Well, I wouldn't, like, I guess streaming wise or whatever. If I could turn back time, and it was all an act. Well, part of it was an accident. Well, anyway, we'll go on and continue.
Feifei is a little cray-cray. Am I saying that she made all of these stories she told on Twitter up? No. But she obviously made up some of them. I mean, some of these stories just straight up...
I've done other things, like my ex, who was 4 years older, ended up, I'm not saying that, at Disneyland when I was 15. Come on, man. Come on.
Contradict each other. Regardless, this was the hot young piece of ass Ralph had in his place around early 2020. There were two people who had a very big problem with this.
I had to suffer for years. I did.
Relationship. Faith's parents, Matthew and Ariana Vickers. They were both very concerned, understandably so, that their daughter, who had only just come of age, had not only skipped town, but left their home in California to travel all the way to the other side of the country to be with some dude she had never met before, had a very poor reputation, and was only 6 years younger than her dad. So they basically started campaigning for her to come back home. How did they do this? By making their personal family business as public as they could, giving
Mr. Vickers had a blog. He had a website, kind of, I think it was called Abort the Retort, where he would put all the information in chronological order. It was like, what the hell? Why would you do this? Why are you doing this? Don't you have a coin shop to run? Oh, God. Okay, anyway.
Various Ethan Ralph A-Logs free material to turn into content. Matthew Vickers also decided, since Faith wanted to act like an adult, he'd treat her like one and turn her phone service off.
It's kind of funny how this stuff is connected. I like what Get Crack For Me said about the gold coin. You know, and that's weird, right? Like, in some way, maybe you could work in your head some conspiracy theory that the reason why Ben Thorp doesn't have the gold coins anymore is because Vickers was holding on to the gold coins. I don't know if anyone archived that blog, but I'm pretty sure the Wayback Machine can help you find it.
Which is just a 4-digit IQ move. I want my daughter to get away from that strange internet man on the opposite side of the country. Let me do something that'll make her even more reliant on him and hate me more. What Faith's parents had to accept was that Faith was an adult.
Yeah, Milk, that was the highlight. Don't worry. Right after the highlight in the self-deprecating way, I will tell the big L there. I will. Don't worry. It's embarrassing.
It's understandable that they disapproved of her abruptly leaving to cohabitate with Ethan Ralph, of all people, at only 18. But at the end of the day, they still couldn't tell her where she could or how she should live anymore. If she wanted to suck dick in a crack shack on the East Coast, then she, as an adult, could do that. Now, all these high IQ efforts by Matthew and Ariana to convince their daughter to come home didn't really amount to much. Too much was going on for Faith at once, and she had a bit of a mental breakdown and had to check herself into a mental hospital. To be fair, being at the center of all this autistic internet drama when you're still a teenager would mess up most people's mental health. That and also having to fuck Ethan Ralph on a regular basis. But it would all be
Okay. What is the percentage? What is the ratio breakdown of what caused more of a mental breakdown for her? Having to bang Ralph on a daily basis, or the drama, the internet drama surrounding her? Give me like a ratio breakdown of that, like a 60, a 70, 60, 40. My bad, I can't do math right now. 30, 70. What are we talking about? You know?
Nothing compared to what was going to happen while Faith was in the hospital. Briefly entering the story was a guy named Chris Kerr, also known as Halfway Crook. This guy
is all sorts of bad.
Was Faith's ex-boyfriend, who's pretty sus himself because he's like 4 or 5 years older, and confessed to receiving nudes from Faith when she was still a minor.
The dad threw out accusations that you were receiving nudes of Faith when she was underage.
Walter Talk Radio? That was Matt Charbo. That's right. Dude, this is crazy. Matt Charbo. Okay. Yeah.
And you were 21. Is that true in any way, or?
Yeah, it is. It is true.
Oh, okay.
Wait. I want to make sure I heard that right. And that's Rambot talking, right?
She was still a minor.
The dad threw out accusations that you were receiving nudes of Faith when she was underage and you were 21.
Oh,
is that
shit.
true in any way, or?
Yeah, it is. It is true.
That's true? He confessed to it.
Okay.
I think I need to go hunt him down and eat him. I think the wolf needs to eat that meat. Wait, that sounded bad. Damn it.
It was a stupid thing I did when I was.
That's your juice?
21.
Oh, I get them confused sometimes. Australian voices kind of sound the same to me. Is that ear juice or Rambot? Oh, dude, Aussie voices sound the same. Okay, I can't tell them apart. If I hear one, I'm like, oh, is that Rambot? I don't.
In fact,
how-
I wanted to wait, but Faith's a really, really impatient person.
So he's the victim. He's the victim of receiving images of a minor. Okay. All right.
on something, she'll get it.
Yeah.
Dude, I don't even think AI could figure it out. AI would be like, he said it to Rock. Rock would be like, I don't know, just a generic Aussie. I couldn't help you. They all sound the same. I don't know what to tell you, man. Just random Aussie.
Yeah, that's a hard disavow.
Chris allegedly
And
still
watch
has
someone tell
feelings
me,
for Faith.
that your juice actually isn't Aussie. He's a Brit, and be like, well, okay, well, that's getting kind of close there. No. I know he's from Australia, right? Don't get me started on Stinky Brew and Gamer of the Damned, dude. I thought they were the same person. When I thought their voice was the same until I heard them together on the same panel. Then I was like, oh, there is a difference. Okay. And shout out to Stinky Brew. I like his artwork and I like his stuff. I'm just saying it's hard to figure out with voices sometimes. They all got to sound the same.
Faith and was really jilted that she was with this skeezy alcoholic internet shock jock. Now, instead of doing the sensible thing and moving the fuck on with his life, he went to Kiwi Farms instead to share all sorts of personal info. Because that's just what everyone who gets involved with the Vickers family likes to do. Tell complete strangers on the internet intimate shit about their lives that they probably should have kept to themselves. He also started
Don't do that, guys. Let that be a reminder, especially on a forum or anywhere on the internet.
beefing with Ralph, talking all sorts of ish to him, as so many people around Ralph like to do. Now, the thing you gotta keep in mind about Ralph is that he's got a lot of that stereotypical hot-blooded southern indignance that results in a lot of ignorance. When Ralph's ego gets bruised,
That is true. That's a good way to sum it up. He does. You know what, though, man? That's what I like about Ethan Ralph. I like that. I like it when he gets mad. Like, when he gets freaking livid and he starts... Dude, that is the best Ralph. And actually, he was better when he was fat. He needs to get fat again. This whole like skinny Ralph isn't working for me. It doesn't look right.
just a little too much, he goes into Ralphomania mode and does very, very unwise things. And on August 11th, Ralph did one of the most unwise things he's ever done.
One of the... I was going to say based. One of the freaking baller things he's ever done. Oh, man. Oh, this was it. This was a big moment in the Ethan Ralph legacy. Love him or hate him, dude. Ethan Ralph for a long time was like the center of just it. Okay? Especially just talking about him, dude.
Ralph, wanting to put his barely legal girlfriend's punk bitch-ass ex in his place, sent a streamable link of him having sex with her.
Let's see what this says.
How many of you have watched that? Press 1 in the chat if you've seen it. Press 2 if not. I had to watch it. I documented on it. Okay? Killstream at its peak was crazy. Yeah. You know, that show used to trend on YouTube back in the day. And I always thought, like, you know what, especially now that Trump is back in and some things have kind of lifted on YouTube, it seems like. It's like, why doesn't Ralph try to get back in there? Why doesn't he try? Like, this whole, like, being in the pocket or the deep corner on the internet isn't working. I just don't get it. You saw it live? Oh, you were there on D-Day. Galdi, Fida, whatever, was there. You pay pick to peak Ralph? Well, I mean, rumor has it I might have given a donation to Ralph. A ZXV still gets me shit about that. At this point, I'm like, all right. Are you watching my money, bro? What are you doing? What are you doing? You need to watch that sex tape again. That's what you need to watch. Anyway, I'm still waiting for the return. You know, the response. You know, ZXV, like, I don't know, banging some Mexican chick or something to be like, here, I'm banging your wife or something. Like, you know, that'd be a funny retort. But I don't think we're gonna get that. I think I jumped the shark and he doesn't want to try to jump it. So. Dude, it was
Great.
so weird because
Yes, this motherfucker literally...
like I didn't know what I was watching when I played it. I didn't know what I was watching at first. And I guess, you know what, when Schizo Spud by accident watched my video of ZXV, his breakdown of that reminded me of when I saw the guntoning. Because, like, I was like, wait, what is this? This looks like two pigs fighting over like a hot dog bun or something. What is this? It looks like pizza dough being, I don't know, worked on, being kneaded. Okay, I think that's the verb I'm looking for. But that wasn't what it is. It was a lot of fat, a lot of blubber going on there. Okay.
leaked a sex tape of him and his girl to his ops while his girl was checked into a hospital for mental health issues. For those of you who don't know a lot about Ralph and wonder why his life is the mess that it is, take a fuck up like this, multiply it by about 50, and spread it out across a decade. There you go. You got the Ralph Amell blueprint stained with fresh gut grease. Now, there will be many long and short-term consequences for this. The short-term consequences were the sex tape being archived and circulated around the usual channels. Everybody in the sector saw that bitch and also critically analyzed the girth and length of Ralph's Memphis Mike.
That is true. That is true. Everyone, dude, you know what, man? I think it's time to admit that's a little gay. Come on. I mean, anyway, yeah, but yeah,
as many like to call it. Was Ralph's dick really that small, or was all that gut just distorting the perspective? Faith's parents also went on the warpath against Ralph, jumping on a stream hosted by Godwinson and DJ Axel to air out their grievances with Ralph.
If Mr. Vickers gives his opening introduction, who he is, what he does, and then we'll go straight into the questioning.
Okay. Sure thing. Yeah, this is Mr. Vickers, Faith's dad. My hobby is set on destroying the gun. I've made that quite clear.
Vickers also said some weird shit about trying to take Faith's phone while he was visiting her in DC.
Mrs. Vickers and I, of course, in one bed, and then Faith had her own bed. And so I went in probably about 3 a.m, kind of went over there and This girl sleeps with her phone clutched in her hand like a fucking eagle's claw perched on a branch. It's an actual grip. I had to slowly, and I'm talking like a millimeter a second, pull this phone out of her hand.
Okay, dude. That's kind of...
He snuck over to the bed where she's sleeping and tried to pry the phone out of her freaking hand. Oh, man. Bro, your daughter's 18. It's over, man. Okay, what she has on her phone, she has on her phone, man. Your daughter's going to make mistakes. It is what it is. It's time to just let her go.
Kinda weird. Faith, when she initially heard about the leak, was in disbelief. She denied it at first, being the only person for a while who bought the bullshit story from Ralph that he was hacked. But by late autumn, she had come to her senses and realized...
Does she kind of look like Grace right here? Or no? Or am I just seeing things? Have I been in this sector for so long, I'm starting to, like, the faces are starting to blur together. Wow.
It's just like every woman in Ethan Ralph's life eventually did, that Ralph really ain't long-term relationship material. So she caught a flight back out west and left Ralph alone. For like 2 minutes until he replaced her with his new girlfriend, Pantsu, who he was...
That's right, dude. Dude, once again, let me just say this. Say what you will about Ralph. I know he's fat, or he was fat. Dude, I know he's a disgusting guy, all right? People say he's a disgusting guy. But he has no problem always getting some girl, all right? Now, rumor has it the girl they had in Mexico was a hooker. I have no idea, you know? I know he had a hooker there for a little bit, but then he had this other girl there. He just seems to be able to just get a girl there. And that's a lot more than a lot of people on Kiwi Farms can say. Not to throw tomatoes at Kiwi Farms, but a lot of them are probably, still working on their first taste of the pink. You know what I'm saying? Is what it is.
already fucking on the side.
Hell, their head commander, Noel. How many girlfriends has he had? How many? Dude, come on.
And it's stolen from fallen off AnyTuber Digibro, who was so buck broken by being cuffed by Ethan Oliver Ralph.
Oh, guys, let's get those likes up. Come on. We only got 4 likes. Get those likes up. Let's get this thing going here. And if we hit the goal tonight, I'll take off this mask if you want me to take it off. $20. Hey, that's a fair price.
That he started calling himself,
"Oh my god, it's Trixie the Golden Witch. I'm the president and founder of Yig Studio. You can find me at Golden Witch Fire on all the social media platforms, and all my links are down in the description."
However,
I do not want to find them, and I will not be clicking on any links in what? No. No.
Faith didn't travel back home alone. She brought with her a new life because she was pregnant. And yes, she planned to keep it, much to Ralph's chagrin. Ralph, being Faith's future baby daddy, wasn't going to save him from them charges, though. In December of that year, Ralph would be arrested for and charged with unlawful dissemination of intimate content. He was bailed out the same...
Dude, wait, back up. I like that. He's wearing the Christian sweater. Look at that. Man, this was a great time. This was like the best time. You know? It really was.
Charged with unlawful dissemination of intimate content. He was bailed out the same day, but the ongoing legal drama involving the sex tape leak would loom over his head for the next 2 years, along with all his trolls dunking on him for it, basically forever. 2020 was a wild year for Ralph, and COVID was the least wild part of it. Now, this is where the story should have ended, with Faith reuniting with her family, preparing to become a mother, and Ralph having to live with the immediate and future consequences of his actions. But it wasn't the end. No, this all was just the prologue to the great white trash soap opera between Ethan Oliver Ralph and the Vickers clan. And the guy...
I like how Ralph is sitting there proud that he cooked sausage. Looked like sausage and potatoes and whatever. which are like the easiest thing to grill. they take no effort. There's no effort. You can't season them. There's no point, because of the skin and all. Why was he wearing a Christian sweater though? He embraced the meme, man. He became Christian. He had the Christian sweater and the medallion. Okay, he wore both of those things. So, like, rumor has it, some people believe that all the stuff that happened to him might have been part of the Christian curse for putting on those artifacts, for donning on the shirt and wearing that medallion. It cursed him. I don't know if you guys believe in curses, that witchcraft stuff. I try not to, but every now and then I wonder. I'm like, I don't know. Sometimes things seem to be too much of a coincidence. Then I start to smoking more crack and thinking more about it. I'm like, maybe I do need to think about why I wear the medallion. No, that's a lie. I've never worn that medallion. I don't think I ever would. Not even for $100. I don't think I'd wear that medallion. I think that is a serious curse.
Primarily responsible for driving this drama forward would be Matthew Vickers, a guy who everyone initially sympathized with, even though quite a few people thought he liked being in the spotlight just a little too much. He would take this short spat with Ralph and turn it into a blood feud. In early 2021, Ralph and Faith's son, Xander, would be born. Little man
happy time.
Failed a critical dice roll and got brought into the world with a wayward father who lived on the other side of the country and a teen mom who was going to raise him in this. According to
yes. That there is an image of the Vickers household. Rumor has it that was a good day. That was a good day.
To the Vickers, Faith would have...
Mudahar wore it too. Yeah, and how's his career going? Is he still an engineer? Did he ever get the engineering degree? Is he programming now on C++ or whatever? I don't know, man. Has he ever worked a job even as a telemarketer? Does he even have that skill?
Eventually leave her parents' place again to move in with her grandmother in LA with Xander. But it would be here that she would initially raise her son. And people wonder why she was so...
Just soak that in, guys. Soak that in. Yeah, the baby was crawling on the floor with that all around. Maybe the vacuum cleaner was one of the baby's toys. I don't know. I don't know if Xander was playing with the vacuum cleaner or anything. But you got a trash can, you got another trash bag. There's like, I spy like 3 trash bags, a vacuum cleaner, some sort of water bottle thing, a paper bag. I don't even know why that's there. A Mountain Dew, of course. PlayStation controller. Oh, you got a whole box of trash bags here. The heavy duty black ones. I don't know why they have to be black for the heavy lifting. That sounds kind of weird. Oh, look, you even have medicine up there. I don't know if you see it, but you have like medicine on. It's like, oh, that's so nice. It's a like medicine cabinet, entertainment center, and you got like the trash over here. It's great, you know. You don't even have to leave the room to throw the trash away. You just throw it on the floor. I could smell this room, dude. And it's not good.
Comfortable at Ralph's place. It probably wasn't even that much of a downgrade if we're being honest. You wouldn't even know these people stayed in a gated neighborhood with an HOA. Anyway, come February, the legal case in Virginia over the sex tape stalled. The prosecutors, dropping the revenge porn charges via nolle prosequi, decided they just didn't want to pursue it at the time. Now Ralph started popping off like he had won some. Literally said he was exonerated. He was not exonerated. Nole proseque is not the same thing as not guilty. Shit was just on pause for the moment. Still, Faith and her
What? But you don't have the pictorial evidence to prove it. He was free, got off.
family were
love that
agitated
shit.
about the case being shelved at all. The most frustrated out of all of them being not Faith herself, but her daddy, Matt
course.
Vickers. When Vickers first came into the scene, everyone just saw him as a concerned dad who just wanted the best for his daughter. Now, he didn't always go about this the right way, like considering bringing her up on charges for taking a laptop he had bought her for school, along with a pair of her younger brother's shoes.
We didn't.
Yeah, that is true. So her own dad sued her. Dude, like, the guy loves to weaponize lawsuits. He loves that shit. And that was part of the reason why I did what I did. But anyway, we'll get into that. We'll cover the highlight and we'll cover the L. Don't worry.
Think it was real. We didn't think Dad's story was real. We're like, oh, if she's gonna act like an adult, there's probably some other shit going on, but let's treat her like an adult. Let's just send an email
Might be
saying, all
committing
right, well, you
seppuku
left,
here.
but you took your laptop.
What do you call it?
That's ours.
You gut
'cause
yourself?
It was a school laptop that we bought just for school. And you took your cell phone. I mean, it's our cell phone. We're the one who pays the bills. We bought the phone. It wasn't a gift from anybody. It's over $1,000 worth of stuff, right? So hey, that's a felony. So we're gonna go ahead and charge you.
Yeah, that in the trial.
You bought the phone for your daughter. It's for her. Okay? All right. But she stole it. You're going to press charges? Dude, this is what you see in like what this family court shows, the petty court crap, whatever. What is that? Court TV? Man. Blood Sports with JF and Worski. Oh, I remember those days. I wonder if Worski ever had a suspicion that JF would murder, maybe, I don't know, his wife.
Trying to take her phone while she's sleeping thing? Kind of excessive, Mr. Vickers. Especially the charges part. Not just because it's your daughter, but because you're using the legal system as a tool not for justice, but to punitively punish somebody or try and coerce them into doing something you want.
Exactly. Like what he could have done and been like, hey, all right, Faye, you're going to take the phone. Guess what? We're not going to pay for the service anymore. And just cut it off. And there you are. It's done. It doesn't. You don't have to file some affidavit. You don't have to waste people's time in the courthouse or anything. You just stop paying for the service. You just cut her off and you're done.
And I want you to keep that quirk of Vickers in mind for later. The problem Vickers would have is that he would get lost in the sauce and he just changed priorities after already accomplishing the thing he claimed was the most important thing for him. That is, getting Faith to come back home. He accomplished that. But
he accomplished it, but he wasn't done. He still loved like the internet fame, the internet attention, and he wanted to punish Ralph, to take everything. And people were like rooting him on. And he let that get to him. It got to his head. So he had it in his head that he has to take the house. He made all these wild claims that he was going to take the house. He was going to ruin Ralph. And there were people still to this day who hate Ralph with a passion and want to see him like buried. Which I'm like, are you delusional? Are you deranged? Are you a psychopath? What's wrong with you? They probably are. Let's be honest. If you care that much about some guy you never even met before, Ralph, and you want him to be 6 feet under because it's some beef that has nothing to do with you, yeah, you might be a little deranged there, right? Absolutely. But my thing is like Matthew Vickers is deranged. He thinks like that. He's like, oh, it's my personal responsibility to ruin this guy. He watched way too many Batman movies, Marvel movies, or whatever, and that got into his head that he was going to like be the one to shut Ralph down. But that's not how this works. You can't shut Ralph down. He's already in the ground. He doesn't care. He doesn't give a shit. All right? You're just going to bleed out of all your money. Spend it all. I want to say it now. Even with me giving you the assist, that's right. That's right. I'll go ahead and say it now. There was this time, it was an embarrassing moment. The big Zell, the biggest L for me as a streamer, I guess, on YouTube and all that, whatever stuff. Vickers, long story short, Vickers sent me a subpoena. And I went back and forth on that, thinking, what am I doing with this? And I want to tell you, I even asked my wife not to rope her into this, because you're going to like what she said. She said, just tear it up. It don't matter. I should have listened to her. I instead was like, man, this guy loves to sue. I know he's in California. I'm in Texas. And good luck paying for that. I didn't know what cards he had. I didn't know. So I signed. But that had nothing to do with Ralph necessarily. Because, I mean, he tried to bring that stuff up, but it got shut down. So, yeah, it kind of relates. But what that was about was over information that was, like, released, like Discord logs. Here's another long story short. Long story short, there was this thing called the Council of Evil. This guy named DJ Axel, he's a Norwegian guy. He's known as a furry. He may or may not be a PDF file. I'm not exactly sure. Some of it seems like it's a joke. He wraps himself in layers of irony to the point where you don't even know anymore. All right. And there were some people in there called Dymo. You know, I had no beef with him, really. He liked to bust balls. It was kind of like a thing, like a played-up drama thing. Cool. He was cool. I think a surfer there. There's a lot of people there. And then I was there, but I didn't want to be there. I kept on trying to leave, but they tried to invite me back in. And apparently Discord groups, if you leave, I'd have to ban them or block them. I didn't want to do that. So I was like, fine, whatever, I'll stay. And at the time, I was in Chinatown. And I told the Chinatown guys, all right, I'm in the stupid council. I'm going to stay in here. And my whole intent is to pretty much betray DJ Axel and release the logs when the time was right. Now, I did not know anything about what the diary, Fei-Fei's diary, I guess something happened there. I to this day, I don't really know all the details because I wasn't paying attention to it. If you guys follow me in my Discord, I'm barely even there. And when I am there, it's like I say maybe one thing. I would chime in every now and then to like maybe try to hype DJ Axel to like make him think I'm friendly or whatever, be on his side or whatever. But the whole plan was to betray him. So by doing that, I just released the Discord logs for like fun, whatever. Didn't really know what all was in there. Long story short, turns out there's information in there about the notebook that Vickers was interested in, and it got roped. And that's what the subpoena was about. It was about me saying that, yeah, I mean, what I released, what I know is true. I don't know. I just released it. Like the Discord logs exist. I know that to be a fact, but I don't know if the other statements are facts, because how am I supposed to say for what someone else said is true? I don't know if it's true or not, you know? So that's what all that was. So anyway, big L. People saw it as a huge betrayal. It was a huge betrayal. If I could turn back time, if I was like Cher and Assless Chaps, I would turn back time and not do that, especially after doing all of that, and Vickers thought that was a massive assist and help. It did nothing, because in the end, like Ralph won in the end. Vickers lost everything. Lost his family, lost, I think, the house. I mean, the coin business is gone. The money's gone. And he spent it all trying to burn and ruin Ralph. And that should be a lesson to everyone, especially if you're a father. If your daughter does something stupid and gets pregnant by some, I don't know, internet celebrity, if you want to call him that, okay. Guess what? Just let it be what it is, man. Like, if you think you're going to win some sort of battle, good luck on that, especially a legal battle. The only one who did it right, in my opinion, is Harry. Harry is the father of Pantsu, Pantsu, his horse face Pantsu. His second baby mama, Ethan Ralph's second baby mama. Pantsu eventually escaped and went back to her dad. And the dad was kind of messing with Ralph a little bit, but not the legal warfare that Vickers had been doing. Anyway, so there you have it. How do you guys feel now? It sucks, man. I hate it. I hate that happened. And I had to eat shit for years for that. It sucks, man. You know, I didn't dislike the Dymo that much. And to this day, my interactions with the Dymo, I want to say I think he knows that, or at least from what he told me, that I didn't know what I was doing. I was being very careless, just whatever. That's exactly it. Anyway, let's go play the video some more.
His daughter not only getting gunted, but also having video evidence of this gunting leaked for the world to mock, and also her getting knocked up by that gun.
Oh, the job loss thing? Oh, no. Vickers didn't do anything with the job loss. So what that was me taking advantage of a situation. Okay? All right. Grifter's going to grift. Okay. That's what that was. That's what that was. I had quit. I was pretty burned out of what I was doing as an investigator for CPS. Very burned out indeed. And I took pretty much a Hail Mary. I did quit. Had stuff saved up, but I was like, I'm going to need more. So the first thing I did, and this is how people knew I was bullshitting. First thing I did on this, like the next, I think that night, I was joking around saying that the Dymo got me fired. The Dymo got me fired. I heard the ninjutsu voice talking to my supervisor. And then the Chinatown people were like, hey, why don't say, Ralph got you fired. It'd be kind of funny. I was like, yeah, that would be funny. Okay. And I was like, all right, I can do that. That's fine. I don't give two shits. You know, it's funny, it's entertaining, it's bullshit, yeah. Say it's a lie. Well, I'd say it's more of a joke, if anything else. But okay, you know. So yeah, I did that. I was like, Ethan Ralph got me fired. I did that video. And I even carefully placed a little can of corn right on top of my fridge in that video. That's an old video. I don't know if you can find that. They kind of give a hint that it was for the corn harvest and that was all a joke. It was a great stream afterwards. You know, I think that was like the only stream where I think I made maybe $400. It was like, all right, that's nice. But yeah. The end is nigh. The hammer's coming down. I feel it, man. Wait, the end is nigh for me? No, I've been in the end for a long time. Yeah. Yeah, I did do that. That is true. So anyway.
It just cracked his mind like he was the protagonist of an NTR doujin. Spiritually, Matthew Vickers had just been cucked.
I mean, if you want to go back over it, I mean, because, like, my whole thing about you, Mr. Vickers, just to be perfectly honest, is I understood what you were doing up until Faith came home. I think most people were with you on that. Mm-hmm. My issue, and a lot of people's issue, comes in when Faith comes home. Why do you keep posting on Kiwi Farms? Why do you go on shows like this? Because a lot of people don't see how that benefits your family at all.
Well, exactly. Dude, and I was saying this stuff too back in the day. I was like, why are you doing all this? This is insane. Just let it go. And then over and over again, people in the chat would be like, but but the sex tape, but the daughter got pregnant, and some would say, if I was her dad, I would do the same thing. It's like, don't do that. Like, I understand that he wants vengeance and he wants to like destroy Ralph, but like, at what cost? At what cost? Hey guys, by the way, hey, let's press those likes up, man. Let's get those likes up. I'm getting pretty thirsty here, and I cannot drink with this mask on. I mean, I could try. Okay, I can. Well, I almost choked on water there. Wow. Even just mentioning Chris Chan is cursing me. By the way, I'm glad we're doing this this topic. I'm glad because I want to talk about this, especially the bad that happened, because I just need to revisit that and process that again. It's time to come clean, man.
Because Faith didn't exactly come home alone, did she?
So for Vickers, this mission to rescue his daughter from the clutches of Ethan Ralph had already evolved into a vendetta, an obsession. It wasn't enough that his daughter was no longer in a relationship with Ralph and that his grandson had nothing to do with him. Ralph had to suffer for his crimes of spiritually cucking Matthew Vickers. So began one of the pettiest and most self-destructive A-logging campaigns in history.
So let me ask you guys this. So Vickers wants to go on this hellfire campaign to ruin Ralph because Ralph gave him a grandson. So with that framework, do you think Xander was treated like a baby, like a treasure, like a precious treasure, like this, or do you think Xander was treated like, oh my God, like a burden? Oh, the American Werewolf in London theme song? Oh, yeah, that'd be a good idea. It's probably copyrighted, though.
In response to Faith's case against Ralph being stalled, Matthew would escalate this shit-flinging at Ralph by launching a website called Abort the Retort, the detractor counterpart to Ralph's own blog, The Ralph Retort. Abort the Retort's purpose was to expose the Gunt for the lying, evil sack of shit that he was. Vickers would meticulously collect and publish screenshots, transcripts, commentary, etc. about all Ralph's BS that he got up to. Now, this actually was pretty funny, but it's fun.
Yeah, yeah, it was hilarious. If only Ben could do the same thing.
As it was, a lot of onlookers were starting to raise brows at Vickers' behavior, because how exactly does becoming an Ethan Ralph A-log help your family? Like, where exactly is the advantage in dedicating your time to maintain an anti-Ethan Ralph blog? Because Matthew Vickers was the owner of an actual business, the Rockland Coin Shop, where he traded precious metals for a living. He was literally a professional coin merchant, but he was wasting...
He was. But apparently he wasn't very good at it. And I'm sure he's going to reveal that as well.
Time doing goofy stuff like this? Well, the explanation is pretty simple. Matthew Vickers, on top of really hating Ralph, is also a bit of an attention whore. A lot like Ralph, actually.
Yes. You know what? I said that too. Ralph and Vickers are not that different. Like, there's a lot of similarities. They're both fat. They both love attention. They both rage. You know, they're both pretty bad at their business. You can keep on going. They have family drama. Anyway.
Further proven when he adopted the Twitter handle @ViciousVickers and began tweeting grievances about Ralph almost every damn day. He even joined the Kiwi Farms to post there, leaking information to some of the forum's users. And they weren't his only internet confidants. Vickers would have several, but the one he got the value out of the most was one Jonathan Cog Harrison.
Cog got paid by Vickers to do a lot of stuff. You know what? You know what? Though, you know what? I got to say this. And Bobby F., you know I'm being honest when I say this. Cog did all sorts of stuff for Vickers for the coin. And he received the coin. I sold the Dymo out for nothing. For that, I'll be forever like that is I royally fucked myself on that one. For nothing. So, chat, do I need to punch myself in the balls for this? Like, I feel like I do. Not even 1 shekel. Not even one. I know. And I got the stitches. A lot of them. I will say, I think over the years, I've definitely improved. I don't like that I had to really hit the bottom to start coming back up. It was bad. It was real bad, dude. Anyway, press 1 in the chat if I need to punch my balls. Press 2 if not. And we'll do that here live. Okay. My goal here is to entertain you guys. Don't worry about me.
UK-based streamer from the sewers of the sector and who hated Ralph more than most. Vickers and Cog would form an
Was he a friend? No. No. I wouldn't call. Oh, shot caller. Oh, that's right. We'll do that tomorrow. Shot caller. I found the remote for it. I need to find the base. The unit.
Formal alliance of sorts, engaging not only on Twitter.
Oh, shot caller on my balls? Okay. That's an excellent idea. Oh, of course would. That's exactly how it would be. And for YouTube purposes, it's all just a prop and I'm just acting. That's all it is. I'm just a method actor. I get high on meth and I act. That's what a method actor is, right?
But via lots of DMs, with Ralph
Sorry.
being the subject of discussion.
I need to talk to Jeremy about my
95% of the
jokes.
time. Yeah, this feud wasn't going anywhere. What was finally going somewhere, though, was Faith's case against Ralph. After a little push from her parents, Faith, in August of that year, formally asked the state to pursue justice and urged Virginia prosecutors to reinstate the revenge porn charges against Ralph. She also obtained a domestic violence restraining order in California against Ralph, legally barring Ralph from harassing or even contacting her. Ralph would almost immediately violate this restraining order.
Of course he would. You can't restrain me, bish. You can't do that. Show me in the paperwork where it says I can't talk to you. Talk about you. Ho? Dude, I love the Ralph male mentality. In some ways, it's like, dude, it's just so raw. In some ways, I'm like, wow, that is amazing. Just to have the gall just to do that. You look at you get a restraining order. You know you can't talk about her or talk to her. And you're like, you know what? I don't think that even applies to me because I'm fucking Ralph. You gotta admit, man, it is insane. I kind of respect it in a way.
By contacting her anyway twice. Caught 2 misdemeanor charges for that too. Ralph couldn't even rant about any of this on the show like he wanted to because
Get Crack, that's exactly it. He does anything he wants. He doesn't give a shit. He doesn't even care if it's a good idea. He's just going to do it. In some ways, I'm like, okay, he's living in a shed in Mexico. But he's living in Mexico in a shed. He doesn't have any responsibilities, no family. He doesn't watching his kids. He's just getting drunk all day, taking pills and doing his internet stream for torta money. Sign me up, man. It sounds pretty good to me. No, I'm joking. I love my kids. I love my wife. But, you know, sometimes there's days where I'm like, man, this shift sucked. You know? I'm doing all this paperwork, doing all this stuff. If I could just be the Ralph Amell, I wouldn't be a wage slave.
had to be so careful not to violate the order, and Vickers was hate watching this nigga like a hawk, subtweeting about him every day, just looking for an excuse to have Ralph charged again. So how did Ralph deal with all this baby mama drama?
It looks like we got ones for punching my balls. I'll do that. I'll do that now. Don't check out the side boob. Fuck. Is it weird that I kind of ejaculated there? Is that TMI? I think I found a new fetish for me. Actually, I kind of feel like I need a pee, but I don't know. The pain is...
And also his baby mama's daddy hovering around his ass just waiting for him to drop the metaphorical soap. He decided to start a new family with his new girlfriend, Pantsu, who he also got pregnant in 2021 and got engaged to. Cause fuck it, why not? Come January 5th, 2022, Ralph finally had his day in court in Richmond, during which he couldn't even look Faith in the eye.
Thank you for the 10 gifted memberships, Get Crack, for me. So I see what Get Crack likes. He likes watching Mr. Deadman beat himself off. I can't even enjoy this. I do need to go pee. Oh, hopefully it's not blood. Let's live stream it to see if I piss blood. Because the stream is me punishing myself for what I did to the Dymo. And I'm a glutton for punishment for entertainment purposes. If we get to 30 likes, there'll be another punch. We'll do it twice. Idiocracy. Ow, my balls. Ow, my balls. Yeah, that's where we're at. Oh, that's the content now. Ow, my balls. Ow, my balls. That'll be my next short. Just have someone kick me in the balls. Watch it do well. Some of those shorts I may or may not be wearing a cup. Okay? All right. I'm not wearing a cup today. I can prove it to you. Whoa, wait. I cannot prove that to you. How do I... There's no way for me to prove that to you. Anyway.
Things just didn't go to Ralph Amel's way that day. Ralph pleaded no contest to the charge of distributing sexual content of Faith without her consent. The judge convicted Ralph under Virginia's revenge porn law, and he faced up to a year in jail, but the judge suspended that to a 12-month sentence on the condition of good behavior. Ralph would try to play this as a win outside the courthouse, but nah, Ralph. You were officially a convicted sex offender now. That's an L. But hey, at least he didn't have to register as one.
He didn't have to serve any prison time. Yeah, you know, that's a win. He's still free. And good behavior. Ralph is a good boy. He doesn't do anything wrong. Don't worry.
So that should have been a wrap. The saga should have ended here. But Vickers wasn't gonna let go of shit. Nah, this was just the beginning. Because in March of that year, Vickers would launch a podcast called The Good, the bad, the vicious. And
Yes.
he would host this podcast with his wife, his daughter, and a handful of internet losers like the Genius Anus, Akiba Insomnia, and who could forget the former Janny and chief gut guard for Ethan Ralph, who Ralph fired, the Gator Gamer.
I've been
Gator
around the internet
Gamer.
for quite a long time. From anime to video
Wow.
games to internet culture and drama, I've seen it all. And as a wandering Ronin Janny, I'm here to share my experience. I've been a part of some of the craziest moments on the internet, from 4chan to Gamergate to the Boulder Stream to Vic Mignogna. I'm the host of the Anime Boomers podcast, Gator Time, and ex-co-host of some show nobody cares about.
You know, it took him a long time to set up all that stuff, too, for his podcast. I think, what does he do? Just talk about anime and shit?
Anymore, it's me, Gator.
The themes for pretty much every episode of this podcast were Ethan Ralph, family drama, Ethan Ralph, Disney, Ethan Ralph, more family drama, face sex tape, and Ethan Ralph. And before you say, but Mikey, maybe it was just about trolling Ralph and not about making money off of his family's drama. That's a generous assumption. It's also complete bullshit, because Matthew Vickers would literally open up a merch store where he...
Shut the fuck up. That shirt. Dude, hold on here. I know we can barely see it. It's like pixels on the screen. And I can't zoom in. The first shirt. What is that a picture of? Oh, that's Ethan Ralph's Gunt. Okay, for a second I thought that was Faith's ass in the sex tape because they look about the same. I'll tell you that. Her ass kind of looked like Ethan Ralph's Gunt, okay? It was like two Gunts going at it. And then you got the mom who would eventually divorce Vickers in a very funny way, revealing that Vickers himself is a cuck. Very funny. I don't know what this is. A drawing, one of Faye's drawings. Or some sort of weird penis thing going towards it. I don't know what the fuck that's about. And then you got Mr. Vickers shooting lasers out of his eyes. Wow. Hey, you know what, too? Something, a guy named DJ X, I'll mention him already, but he was like pervy to something. He was aware of something that I don't think a lot of people really thought about. He was like, you know what? Around the time Vic, even before Faith got pregnant, he noticed that Matthew Vickers had already had podcast equipment, almost as if he was waiting for something to happen to like make content out of it. Now, if you think about that for too long, you could easily jump to some conclusions there, but
He would sell shirts related to his family's drama, his daughter's guntoning. The thing he claims was this evil sex crime that Ethan Ralph committed is something he's
like
not only perfectly cool with
I'm
making
taking
jokes
this mask
about,
off.
he'll sell you t-shirts about it. Vicious Vickers was just getting started. See, Ralph had decided that he actually did want to be part of his son's life and that he wanted visitation rights. He'd get them on the stipulation he paid his child support, with something he didn't always manage to do. But still, Ralph was gonna get to see his boy, and Vickers just wasn't having it. It was bad enough his daughter had been turned into a single mother and he and his family were left raising the baby while Ralph started a whole new family, but that he got to play daddy on occasion for Xander, that he would be a semi-active part in his life and therefore a semi-active part in Matthew Vickers' life, was something that made Vicious Vickers seethe at the thought of. And he would go to insane lengths to permanently cut off the weak link that was Ethan Oliver Ralph. (2022 to 2023 would be the peak of the Vickers-Ralph feud, with Vickers going through every avenue possible and shelving out tons of money to destroy Ralph, on top of subtweeting constantly,
He did.
blogging, and starting a podcast about him, Vickers would also become a pay pig to several streamers that Ralph really didn't like Mr. Medicare, the Kino Casino, and of course, Cog. Cog would become
Vickers. There were a couple of streams back in the day. I used to do the stream called Guntwave. It was pretty good. A lot of people liked it. And if in the beginning Vickers would donate, but then I started talking bad about Vickers because I was like, Vickers, you're full of shit too. And I mean, I would go off. I'll talk about anybody, kind of like how I am now, and kind of like lone wolf mentality, whatever. So, I mean, that did happen in the beginning. And, I mean, I think some people saw that. There was, like, obvious super chats. But as soon as I started talking bad about them, it stopped, of course. And then it was like, well, I only donate to people that are funny. It's like, well, I'm saying some funny things about you, man. I think they're pretty funny. I mean, you're internet famous because your daughter's a hoe, dude. She got gunted. How does it feel to be taking care of another man's kid?
Become Vickers' go-to gunt slayer, with Vickers not only donating to Cog handsomely, but also just straight up buying him shit to maintain his loyalty and make sure he kept up the fight against Ralph. Kinda unnecessary since talking about Ethan Ralph is like 90% of what Cog does on the internet anyway. The other 10% is seething about trolls and pretending like he isn't a broke British bum living in another man's house. Still, he was a useful enough attack dog for Vickers. Vickers would leak things to Cog for him to tweet about and talk about in the show, like an email from Ralph to a judge where Ralph is refusing to comply with something. Literally the only way Cog could have gotten stuff like that would have been through Matthew Vickers. And when I say Cog was Vickers' attack dog, I don't just mean he was trolling Ralph online. No, Cog would take his A-logging against Ralph to the streets of Lisbon, Portugal. See, in May of 2022, Ralph took a solo trip to Portugal. Now, some of you might go, but Mikey, didn't Ralph recently get married to Pantsu and have another baby on the way? Why would he leave her behind? Well, that's obvious. It's because he wanted to fuck some hoes while she wasn't around. Cheating on your pregnant wife with Portuguese prostitutes isn't infidelity, it's just being a Ralph-a-male.
True. That's funny. That's funny. Oh, that's so funny. I like that. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Okay. Nothing to add here, just other than it was funny.
Would fly down to Portugal himself and go on a little Lipson gunt hunt with his buddy Dan.
I didn't want to laugh over
Eventually, they
it.
found the gunt they were looking for, and when Ralph noticed them, he was ready to get active.
Hey, what's up, bitch?
Hey, Dick, how you doing?
Hey, what's up, bitch?
What are you doing, bitch? Fuck out of my face, bro. Get the fucking...
In Cog, chickened out like a whole bitch, so Ralph ended up fighting and getting manhandled by Cog's friend Dan instead, while Cog stood at a safe distance recording it. It was one of
Dude, and also, I don't know if you saw it here. I don't know if you get the whole thing, but there was like a girl there, some lady, and she gets knocked over.
We're looking for, and when Ralph noticed them, he was ready to get active.
Hey, what's up, bitch?
Hey, Dick, how you doing?
Hey, what's up, bitch?
What are you doing, bitch?
Trying to see.
Get the fucking...
In Cog, chickened out like a whole bitch, so Ralph ended up fighting and getting manhandled by Cog's friend Dan instead, while Cog stood at a safe distance recording it. It was one of the most famous Ralph L's ever, and Vickers loved it. He loved it so much that later, Vickers, in his insanity, requested for the shirt Dan wore that day. And
No, okay, I didn't know about that. He requested for the shirt? What else? Did he put it on his wall or something? Like I don't.
Matthew Vickers literally took this shirt stained with Ethan Ralph's
Shut
blood.
the fuck up. No, he did not. Okay, look, I only previewed the part of it. I did. Okay, all right. So now you're seeing how insane Matthew Vickers is. He would hang a dude's shirt, a blood-stained shirt, as a trophy in his house. Damn.
And hung it up in his house. And even paid to have some trophy guy make a plaque for it.
Ah, yes.
I wanted to share that with y'all because I bought a nice frame for it. It's hanging in the hallway right where every guest who comes into my house will see it. Y'all know what this is? That's Dan's shirt from the Portugal 2
God
beatdown. It's the bloody Dan shirt.
Matthew.
It's time to stop!
Like, are you for real, dude? I don't care how much you hate a nigga. Hanging up a piece of clothing that's stained with their blood is serial killer type shit. Vickers' obsession with Ralph had already been unhealthy, but he had officially reached critical levels of mental illness from this point onward. Because it wasn't just the tweeting, the blogging, the podcasting, and even the pay-picking streamers. Vickers' most vexatious form of attacking Ethan Ralph was through the California courts. Yes, Matthew Vickers is one of those guys, the serial litigants who threaten frivolous lawsuits with reckless abandon, and Ralph would be his primary target. And somehow, despite having a target as fat, wide, and rotund as Ethan Ralph, Vickers would miss time and time again.
Yeah, someone has to have the original fight clip. I don't know if we could play it. I would try. I'd make it like a smaller screen or whatever. YouTube has rules about showing fights, but this would be for educational purposes of what not to do when you're in Portugal. So it's good. All right.
Vickers' family's first L against Ralph in court came back in April of 2022. When Vickers lost his DVRO violation case against Ralph. It made him seize so much he ended up leaving this tweet. I'll take the L when I earn it. And today, I earned it. On the upside, I learned what I did wrong, so I'll just bring my attorney along for the next violation. Now I know what some of you might be thinking. Mikey, what do you mean by bring my attorney along for the next violation?
Dude, it's very much like Ben Thorp, isn't it? It doesn't even want representation. He can represent himself.
Not bring an attorney for this one? No. Matthew Vickers, despite being one of the most disgusting, frivolous litigants I've ever seen, doesn't like to hire lawyers that often, preferring to go at it pro se. He says this makes him smart because he gets to save money.
You don't know. I know you took that L today. You said you took that L. You represented yourself or some shit. Oh,
yeah.
Man.
Why would I hire a lawyer to something I was probably going to lose?
You already knew you were going to lose?
Yeah. Well,
Why would you do something if you're already going to lose?
Because it doesn't cost me any money, dipshit. It costs him money.
Keep in mind that Vickers is a giant sword.
That was a highlight there. That was good. It was my first and only blood sport thing, and I thought it went pretty well. My second blood sport thing was against Ben, which was great. Ben thought it was Brian Dunn for some reason. I know why. Look, man, the Chinatown guys were fun to talk to at times. They were fun. That was a good moment. Sometimes things went a little bit wild, but fun was had. I could definitely say that. Now, I did go over the L that I took, and it was a pretty big L. I don't think I need to go over that story again because it gets kind of long. I don't know how to tell it in a shorter way. But, yeah, mistakes were made, and, yeah. Sorry. Did the dymo. That's all I can say. I fucked up. Anyway.
A consumer who wastes money regularly on Legos, video games, and frequent family trips to Disneyland. He's even a Disney Vacation Club member with a timeshare. So Matthew Vickers has the money to spend
Now, is that sus or what? How many of you guys go to Disney? Are you guys even a Disney guy? What? Hey, Lalo, I made $30 so far on the stream. Congrats. Mr. Damon's moving up here. Woo! I didn't even ask. I just punched my balls. Watch. If I punch my balls again, maybe something will happen. I don't even know. I do it for free, and maybe something happens. But I said I punch my balls again if we get to 30 likes.
on podcasting equipment, Disney vacations, and being a pay pig for an internet panhandler like Cog, but he can't afford a lawyer and retainer? I know it's confusing, but don't worry, because it's all gonna make sense by the end of this video. Vickers.
Oh, really? Yeah, I bet so. I bet it will. This guy did a good job. This Mikey No More. And you know what, too? He probably did know about the L I took. But the story about it gets kind of weird and it's kind of long. And honestly, it's not that... It sucks what I did, dude. It sucks. And the most I can do to make up for it is punch my balls again. Mackenzie gifted 10 members. Thank you so much for that. Thank you. I love you, Mackenzie. In a platonic way, obviously. If you're married, I'm married. That wouldn't make any sense. And don't want Ava to come up with rumors. Watch that. Ava will say she doesn't watch a Dead Man stream. Ruby will say that. Oh, no, eventually we'll talk about Ruby, so she's going to watch this. Oh, I didn't put her face in the thumbnail. I should have done that. Where the hell is that chick? Just talk about you, Lalo? I did. Okay. So, yeah, when we get to 30 likes, I'll punch my balls again. Anyway.
Vickers' next defeat in court by Ralph would come just a month later in May of that year, when Ralph's misdemeanor case got dismissed, and it was followed by another Ralph-a-Mail dub in August, when Ralph would make some major headways on his child support and visitations to Xander. Notice in this tweet how
Ralph is collecting wins, and Vickers was not. Okay. That was definitely happening. I love the support. I love that chime. It's so nice. It's a lovely sound. It's very soothing, you know? Doo-doo. Who got it this time? Clay Bear. I don't even know. There's a Clay Bear that subscribed to me? This channel's so old, dude. Their subscribers... There's a non-zero chance that some of my subscribers could be dead. That's how old this channel is. Of old age. There might be a subscriber out there that's still waiting for the next episode of Zombie Hunter, which will probably never, ever happen. No, okay, that's a 0% chance.
Ralph says, after speaking with my attorney. Almost like this legal shit gets way easier when you hire an actual lawyer. Somehow, despite being drunk and pilled out most of the time throughout this period, Ralph still had better legal sense than vicious Pro Se Jones Vickers. Now, the fattest guntoning that Vickers would receive from Ralph in court came in April of 2023, when the case Faith had against Ralph was completely dismissed. And why was it dismissed? Because Faith, who's one, kind of on the slow side, and two, had no legal counsel aside from her daddy, who didn't want to hire a real lawyer, had to represent herself. And she...
Well, they didn't know that they could use Grok. And I don't think... No, Grok didn't exist at that time. I don't think ChatGPT was up there, right? Ah, see? That's their problem, man. If only they had the power of Grok.
She said when it was time to present her case, the defense rests because the evidence speaks for itself. And didn't
the kick saxophone is great.
So the judge calmly responded, no, that's not how this works, you goofy bitch, and told everyone to get out.
I'm live out here on the courthouse steps where the Vickers...
Okay. Honestly, this phase of Ralph, honestly, look at this. Look at this. I'm are you going for lesbian? What are you going here? Because I see this, I'm thinking dyke. I'm thinking, yeah. Did someone pay him to do this? It just... Man, you put him next to PPP. It's I don't know if that That pavement could take that weight, dude. If Ralph and PPP together walking, oh man, it'd be like a earthquake there for sure. You'd feel that vibration.
The Ralph case just
The buildings
got
would
thrown
shake.
out because, well, turns out they didn't know what they were doing, and the case just got completely dismissed. Thank you, Twitter. Thank you for all your support. Take that L, Coin Man.
This L of his in particular had the Coin Man super tilted. And did he learn? Hell no, he just kept going, with the pinnacle of his dumbass unrestricted lawfare being when he filed a civil lawsuit against not only Ralph, but 50 other anonymous John Does from Twitter. Why?
Wait, what? I'm gonna read that message. Matthew, okay, does 1 through 50 inclusive are unknown to the plaintiff, who therefore sues said defendants of such fictitious names. This might have been related to that subpoena signed. It may or may not be. It may or may not. So God damn it, dude. I almost want to punch my balls just for seeing this. Oh God.
Suit against not only Ralph, but 50 other anonymous John Does from Twitter.
Guys,
Why?
8 more
What was
likes
the
and we can
offense this
8 more
time?
likes and I
It
can
was
punish
that they had
myself.
given him extreme mental stress, an ailment similar to PTSD.
PTSD because of things you saw on the internet. Is this a recent video? Yeah, it's recent. It's a recent documentary, but it's old lore.
This dude, this grown ass man, was taking 51 niggas to court because they laughed and cyberbullied him to the point of giving him PTSD. What a bitch. No wonder Faith went to the East Coast to get away from this motherfucker. Like, imagine this being your dad. Anyway, the case would later be dismissed by Vickers himself because he just didn't show up to court when the date came. So put up another point on the scoreboard.
He gave
for
up.
Ralph. Matthew Vickers would spend, and I'm not exaggerating, over $100,000 trying to punt the gun for like 4 years straight. And none of it amounted to anything. Just Wile E. Coyote spending all this money and time on Acme doohickeys in a vain attempt to kill the roadrunner of his life that was Ethan Ralph. And the main reason they kept failing was because Vickers kept filing pro se and got clapped by any semi-competent attorney Ralph and his few pesos could afford. Oh, and speaking of pesos, back in 2022, because of a litany of legal issues, Ralph just straight up hopped the border and relocated to Mexico.
Which is pretty funny. Oh, dude, that's great. Oh man.
She did.
Come
while
get me
he
now,
was
Vickers.
still with
I'm in
Pantsuit,
Mexico.
Which is one of the several reasons why she left him and took the baby with her. What Ralph being in
You know what happened was there was a kill stream where Ralph learned that actually you could live for a lot cheaper in Mexico. And you can. And that's what he did.
Mexico means is that if Vickers actually won any of these retarded cases,
And he doesn't know
probably wouldn't
any
have been able to
Spanish.
get anything from Ralph.
He doesn't give a
anyway.
fuck.
But see, that
He's just
wasn't
gonna go
an
there.
impediment for Vickers because he had a greater plan in mind. A plan that was revealed in March of 2023 when some DMs between him and various Ralph A logs on a site called chudbuds.lol got leaked. In one particular message from October.
Okay, that one wasn't me. I nothing to do with that one. But Chudbuds he got hacked and stuff, and a lot of stuff came out. And it was kind of embarrassing. A lot of people were involved and all that stuff. I think even Flamenco stuff got leaked in. I think a lot of people got stuff exposed. It was kind of bad for some people. Not me. Because believe it or not, I was pretty much. I think I had a job again during this time, and it's pretty much working most of my time.
2022, Vickers wrote this: "No, it won't affect visitation, but this is a long game. Violating the order is considered contempt. Faith's attorney has been waiting for this too. This is the kind of stuff I won't directly discuss on the show. Contempt comes with criminal/civil punishments. The more he fucks up, the more he's going to have to hide in Mexico and miss visitation. The more visitations he misses, the less likely he is to get more. Eventually, he wears down and finds that his only escape is to sign on off Xander's adoption when Faith gets married."
So all this was the pressure for Ralph to give up his parental rights. The dude hated Ralph so much, he's willing to sacrifice everything he had to remove Ethan Ralph from his life, from his existence. Now, some might say that's what a father should do. But this should serve as a cautionary tale that there's some battles that are just not worth your time, dude. You can just learn to move on. Yeah, Ralph sees the kid every now and then. But you're the primary. You know? Anyway. Yeah, I mean, it's sometimes like that.
This was the grand strategy of Matthew Vickers, to gradually wear Ralph down with contempt charges and legal fees until the gunt was either in jail, dead, or bled dry financially and emotionally enough that he missed enough visitations that his visitation rights were compromised, and eventually he just gave up on Xander entirely, effectively removing him from both Xander's and Matthew Vickers' life. So yeah, he was literally weaponizing the courts in some malicious war of attrition with his daughter's baby daddy. Now, there was a fatal flaw in Vickers' strategy. That was the assumption that he could outlast Ethan Ralph in a war of attrition. It's a really bad idea to go scorched earth against a dude who already lives under the ground. Because
True. What are you gonna do?
all you're really doing is just hurting yourself. And in 2024, everyone learned that Vicious Vickers had been A-logging a little too close to the sun.
Oh, here we go. This is what it cost him, guys. We're going to go over what it cost him.
When 2024 came, there was a noticeable vibe shift from Vickers. He wasn't quite popping off like he used to. And clues as to why came as early as February, when out of nowhere, he got rid of his Twitter. Kinda weird, but maybe he was just taking a break and just wanted to touch some grass. But then, his website and merch store for The Good, The Bad, The Vicious suddenly went down. He also took down his YouTube channel. People who paid extra attention to Vickers and his shenanigans also noticed that on eBay, he was selling podcasts and streaming equipment.
Oh, shit, he's over. It's done. It's done. What happened, guys?
Brother, what's going on? Well, quite a bit must have been going on because Vickers couldn't even clock in to work anymore.
Dude, what is up with that blink? You see that? He was like blinking with one eye.
Quite a bit must have been going on because Vickers couldn't even clock in to work.
That right there. Dude. One eye partially blinked and the other eye blinked all the way. What is that? Dude, he might have eye herpes. Holy shit.
Couldn't even clock in to work anymore because on Facebook and Google, his Rockland Koi shop remained closed even during normal business hours.
So that means it's closed for business for good. So he he lost his podcast. He sold the equipment. He took down the YouTube channel. He took down his social media. Took down the merch store. And even his own business was shut down. Oh, no. Oh, no.
All this bizarre behavior finally made sense when it was revealed
Huge W
that
for Ralph there.
Was going
all he had to
through
do
a
was that
divorce
last.
that his wife Ariana had filed in December of 20.
Oh, and even lost his wife. It took everything.
2023. God damn, this nigga Matt Vickers kamikazed his family trying to destroy Ethan Ralph. A modern day Captain Ahab chasing after a white whale.
True, dude. That's exactly what it is.
A lot of people initially thought, but that wasn't really the case. The reason why Ariana divorced Matthew was because, according to her, he had been lying about their business finances for almost 2 years. Turns out, putting most of his time into some dumb internet feud and frivolous court battles wasn't good for business. Then again,
yeah, I mean, how are you going to be managing a coin store if you're so busy on Kiwi Farms and trying to ruin Ethan Ralph?
Again, the business wasn't doing all that great regardless. In fact, nothing about the Vickers family's financial situation was going that great, because not only was their business in shambles, their house was being foreclosed upon too. And all of this came down to Matthew Vickers' poor financial decisions across the last 10 to 15 years. The amount of financial retardation from this late 40s father of 5 that I'm about to tell you about would give the average financial auditor a stroke. The fundamental issue with how Vickers handles his finances is that he's one of those guys who literally lives off credit. He's one of those dudes who never should have learned about leverage or gotten access to a credit card, because he basically treats that shit like a substitute form of income. Vickers has literally burned through over a dozen credit cards, just borrowing money non-stop for years.
And they still keep on giving him money? Dude, his credit must be shit. I don't... What the hell?
This motherfucker is over
how do you do that?
$300,000.
I get anxious if I'm like in debt, you know? I'm just like, how do I gotta pay that shit off? I don't want to looming over me. Or you know what? Maybe I'm playing the game wrong. Maybe I should stop paying that stuff off and just be like, fuck it, whatever. What are they gonna do? They can't just take it away from me.
Dollars in debt. Why all that debt? Well, one of the main reasons has been to keep the Rockland coin shop afloat, despite Vickers acting like some competent businessman who's smarter than all these internet cretins. Turns out that he wasn't this super successful entrepreneur after all. He was just a non-mogul ass nigga who had been running his business into the ground for years before anybody in his family...
Oh wait, Lala wants to come up for $20? Oh man. I don't know if anyone wants to pay for Lalo to come up. For $20, Lalo won't come up. How about that? Lalo on his own stream could show us his ring finger, just because when he talks, he moves his hands around. In fact, honestly, we could probably just watch one of his streams and look for hand movements, so we could analyze his ring finger. But that might be a separate stream because we're already deep in this one, and we're going to have to cover the Grace debate soon, which is coming up next. Well, actually, before we do that, we have a very fun thing with Grace and Ben roasting Ruby, which is great. And then we'll talk a little bit about this part here, too, where I'll give my opinion, my summation of the debate. I listen to all of it every minute.
Knew who Ethan Ralph even was. His coin shop was in the red during the 2020 election somehow. Nigga, that was the pandemic where Trump was giving out PPP loans, stimmy checks, and tons of people thought society itself was collapsing and started buying silver and gold by the load. During the pandemic, silver went from under $15 an ounce at the start of 2020 to almost $30 an ounce by August of 2020. And gold surged from $1,500 to over $2,000 an ounce. Bro should have been making bank, but somehow he just kept stepping on rake after rake in the best time to be a precious metals coin merchant in like the last 20 years. Even the origins of how Vickers became a coin merchant and obtained a Rockland coin shop is sus. See, Vickers used to originally work for a bank, but then the original owner of the Rockland coin shop, Jason Hummel, sold him the shop for $500,000.
Okay.
However, they had an oral agreement that Hummel would provide a couple $100,000 worth of bullion for Vickers that he would use, and Hummel would still receive all of the profits from the shop that would be deducted for advertising costs. Yeah, this was bullshit. This
sounds like bullshit. Guys, oral agreements don't like you really got to put that stuff on paper. You got to put that stuff on paper, man.
Hummel trying to pull some elaborate tax evasion scheme. Hummel was definitely not the victim he would later try to portray himself as. Dude has lots of problems with the IRS, unsurprisingly.
You don't say.
Anyway, Vickers, being a sleazy businessman himself, recognized game immediately and started taking advantage of the situation, just taking some of the bullion Hummel had given him out of his inventory to do whatever he wanted with it, and hiding his activity by keeping 2 sets of books. When Hummel learned about this, he came to the shop and demanded answers, but 2 of the dudes on Vickers' payroll wouldn't give him access to the inventory. So Hummel went...
look at that. See? Look. Okay. All right. Well, that sounds like that was way before getting distracted with internet drama bullshit and trying to ruin Ethan Ralph.
Back to his car, put on some body armor, got a gun, and went back inside where he held both of these motherfuckers up at gunpoint and even performed a citizen's arrest. The cops that were called weren't amused and didn't quite take Hummel's side. So what did Hummel do? Well, he tried to weaponize the legal system and use the courts to get his way. Man, don't that sound familiar. The judge was even less amused than the cops were, and the case went nowhere. This is the origin story behind how Matthew Vickers came in possession of the Rockland coin shop. And
wow, dude. And it's also how Vickers learned how to weaponize the legal system. Dude. Vickers was made. This guy helped make Vickers, okay?
Legit didn't reflect
He's the
on a
final
goddamn
boss.
thing.
He just doesn't
from
care
Hummel.
right now.
In fact, Vickers would adopt a lot of Hummel's bad habits, and I don't just mean trying to weaponize the legal system thing. Just like Hummel, Vickers would also try to run game on the IRS and would fail to pay his taxes. See, trying to run game on banks and credit card companies is one thing, but thinking you can out-fleece Uncle Sam? That is insane.
No way, dude.
Never stops these fools.
They're going to come for you, dude. They're going to come for you. I know that origin story sounds like it would be a good movie, actually.
Try it. Al Capone couldn't step to the IRS, but some motherfuckers are always trying to ice skate uphill and thinking they're gonna be the guy who gets away with not giving the IRS their cut. No, nigga. Only thing you're getting is a federal lien slapped on you. And unlike that little shit from the banks or the California government, that thing ain't expiring. Uncle Sam's...
Look at that, expires 9999. Never.
Gonna get it from you, your kids, or even Xander if he has to. And Vickers was legit moving like this the whole time he was in this drama, like it wasn't a problem. Dude took a high-interest business loan in early 2022 to keep the business afloat while he was LARPing as a shock jock and feuding with his daughter's baby daddy.
And got very distracted and wasn't paying
IRS
attention.
filed a federal tax lien on this guy in September of 2022. He was knee-deep in internet drama, was buying PlayStation 5s for A-logs, was taking frequent trips to Disneyland, was the owner of a Disney Vacation Club timeshare, which he also didn't pay fees on, because of course he didn't. And worst of all, was being a pay pig for COG. He was drowning. Vickers probably thought bankruptcy was going to help. It didn't, because all his attempts to file for bankruptcy were rejected. Big brain.
Yeah. That's not gonna work. I don't think the IRS is just gonna let you off like that. Go make that money, honey. Go work the streets. Uncle Sam's your pimp, bitch.
Vickers made another fatal error by not paying his HOA fees for years. Yeah, Vickers signed onto an agreement with a homeowners association in order to move into his home in his gated neighborhood. And for whatever fucking reason, he just stopped paying the fees around 2013. I guess he just assumed he could get away with that. Unfortunately, it came to bite him in the ass, because when he tried to file for Chapter 13 bankruptcy for the 3rd time in 2018, because he tried doing it once in 2013 and again in 2017, this final bankruptcy filing attempt got cucked by Vickers' HOA filing a formal objection because Vickers owed them $30,000 in fees.
Oh shit, dude. He could even pull the DSP thing and claim bankruptcy and get out of all that debt, dude. He was checked fucking mate. If I had known all this shit, if I had known that the guy who was all like very litigious and was weaponizing the California court to mess with someone in a completely different state, I think Virginia, right? That's where Ethan Ralph lived. I would have handled things differently. I was like, I saw what was happening with Ralph, and I was like, fuck, man. I don't know if I want to battle with this guy. Fuck. Man, it costs money. Fuck. But my wife was right, dude. I should have just cut that up. I know we're not 30 likes, man, but I'm feeling bad. Every time I talk about this, I'm feeling pretty bad. We'll wrap up this video, and then I'll punch my balls one more time, and then we'll get into the gray stuff. Well, I'm feeling the pain.
He hadn't even attempted to pay in almost half a decade. So before Ethan Ralph had ever fucked his daughter, Vickers had already fucked himself and the rest of his family by drowning them in debt. Just sinking into the Mariana Trench with no escape in sight. Man, I would love to have a college fund. Too bad I can't get one because Dad destroyed the family business and possibly is about to lose our home. See, it's not that Faith was dumb to run away from all this white trash nonsense, it's that she's dumb to have ran away into the arms of a different flavor of white trash nonsense.
Well, much poorer white trash nonsense. Vickers was the white trash nonsense that's all good on the surface, but deep down it's all fucked up.
So yeah, Ariana finally tapped out and decided she didn't want to be on this ride anymore. Because I guess Matthew was lying to her about how the business was improving up until he told her they were going to have to sell the shop and do everything online. She had also stopped taking her meds for the first time in years, so it's
yeah, Milk, I think I could do that. I don't know. I mean, yeah, I don't know what else I'd say. We kind of like, sorry, man. Sucked.
Possible that she finally just became self-aware that she was married to a locale with the same level of financial literacy as her then 3-year-old grandson. So she bounced, resulting in a messy divorce that would involve Vickers accusing Ariana of becoming manic, threatening her family, and beating his ass. No, I'm...
Oh, shit. Yeah, that's right. Look at the DV. You see it there? Yeah. The wife was the aggressor.
Not joking. Ariana would accuse Matthew, on the other hand, of SAing her. Now, I won't say that you shouldn't hashtag believe all women. I will say that women from the Vickers clan aren't the most reliable narrators when it comes to talking about their alleged abusers. And apparently...
I did a video covering that with the leaked stuff about it. Dude, it was a really weird claim. I mean, they're married. I guess what it is, the sex was so bad. You know what? That was my conclusion after covering it. It was like, I guess the sex was so bad with Mr. Vickers that she was like, this is SA. This is what it is. Because the way it was even laid out was sounding like, so you guys had marital sex and now it's SA? That's kind of weird.
Ariana Vickers agrees with me because she would...
And I don't know if he's going to cover it, but it was also alleged that she was having an affair with some other guy, and she wanted Matthew Vickers to get tested for AIDS, or she needed to get tested for AIDS, maybe. So it was like, wait, the guy was black? That's what people were concluding there. That's what the rumor is, okay? All right. So, yeah, so Matthew Vickers was also cucked as well. Maybe.
Pull one of the most unbelievable plot twists of this whole saga by mending the bridge with Ralph and apologizing for the mean thing she said about him and his late mother.
Why? Well, I like her. I think she's cool. She apologized to me.
It was nice of her to apologize to you, certainly.
There's per sip.
Yes, so why should I be mad at her?
That's right.
I think she's a good person.
And this shit had Faith in particular extra tilted. So much in fact that she ended up filing for a restraining order against her own mother. Like, bruh. Ralph was.
Wait, what? That's right. Shit. Oh my God. That's crazy. White trash legal drama, dude. Okay? They can't help themselves. And again, dude, I bet you the dad told her to do that too.
Order against her own mother. Like, bruh. Ralph was doing nothing at this point. It was just racking up insane W's against his arch nemesis now. Wasn't lifting a finger against.
Yeah, he didn't have to do a thing. They just imploded. They ruined themselves. That's what it was.
Vickers because he didn't need to. Vickers' debtors were closing in. His shop had closed his doors, and in late 2024, it came out that he had defrauded an elderly customer, James Davis, out of his retirement funds by taking money for silver that was never delivered.
He defrauded a geriatric man, okay? He would kick an old man down, take his money. Vickers might be no. Vickers is a bigger scumbag than Ben. I would do that debate.
Is now being sued for $125,000. Also, Vickers would launch a defamation lawsuit against his own wife for accusing him of sexual assault. Just fucking courtception going on in the Vickers family. A Kiwi Farms user would even publish this particular defamation lawsuit on the forum in February of 2025. And who was that user? Why, it was Ethan Oliver Ralph, who logged into the site for the first time in 5 years just so he could post it himself. The state of the Vickers clan by the end of summer of 2025 is a white trash soap opera with no end in sight. Ariana still has her children trying to put restraining orders on her, apparently hasn't seen Xander since the separation, is still being sued for defamation by her soon-to-be ex-husband, who's still hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt. And also, there have been several stories about infidelity that have come out about both the Vickers.
There we go.
Mr. Vickers may have cheated on his wife with a Satanist and...
Oh, a Satanist? What? What? I hope you didn't get her pregnant. Shit. What the... A Satanist? Really? Okay, that... Guys, come on. Oh, I mean, I guess she is the type that would like just be like, "Oh, you're married? Okay, I don't give a shit. I'll spread my legs." Dude, she looks like she would stink. She looks like she's one of those ladies that don't take a shower because like the natural body oils and odor is like a healthy thing. That hair looks pretty greasy.
Mrs. Vickers may have cheated on her husband with some Japanese dude who looks like Asian Harry Potter.
Oh wait, well, Japanese people don't leave you AIDS, so why did? So it's not a black guy.
Meanwhile, Ralph is still in Mexico dating a woman who totally isn't an escort while both of his children and
that girl's no longer there. He was in the States recently with a new girl. Ralph might be back in America. I don't know for how permanent it is, but I mean, the Keno Casino has been covering that stuff.
His estranged wife are in another country. Literally the only people in this story you should feel bad for are Ethan's kids, Xander and Rosie. But especially Xander, because little man spawned in on super hell dive difficulty. Like, what's he supposed to do with a family like this? Might as well have been given up for adoption to some random family in the hood of Chicago.
All right. Yeah, that's a baby. That's a baby being raised in a single mother household. Which would take us to the whole debate coverage thing. I could do that and we do the Ruby roasting thing because the Ruby roasting thing is just fun. It's funny. Okay. I watched all this at 1.5 speed. I was playing Final Fantasy Tactics, as I usually do. And I got to say, who's the winner? Who's the loser here? Well, I felt like I lost for listening to it. Like nothing substantial happened. Like I'm not really going to get into the whole debate prep thing, but let me just say the debate prep part with Ben and Grace, it really showed me that, okay, once again, it's like Ben, coaching Grace what to say, kind of walking her through the logic of all this, what they're trying to do. And I get the point that they're trying to make, and I'll talk about that a little bit later. But I was like, okay, there's a theory out there, a rumor out there, I guess, that, a lot of when Grace does debates, a lot of the lines she says is things that Ben had thought about and told her to say, which, I mean, we saw the other night. That's what I want to say about that. And the other thing, too, Grace did seem very nervous, very wound up, and she even said that herself. And debates can be stressful. It can be intense. I mean, you're going to go talk to someone you never talked to before. And you think you know the topic very well. You don't know what they're going to say. You don't know what cards they have. You may have an idea, right? You kind of prep for that. But you're also going to be nervous. So when you're nervous, or your nerves are going, you might be like, oh, but I might forget this. I might forget that. And, what's going to happen? You could freeze up like that. I mean, I'm bad at debates. I don't do debates. Like, I'd probably freeze up. Okay? Yeah, so I could relate to that. So, and I will say this, for what it's worth, it's good that Grace committed to it and did the debate with this guy, NoFugazeePodcast. What's a Fugazi? Why are we saying no to Fugazi? I don't understand that. NoFugazeePodcast. The guy's name is David Cooley. All right. So they get into this debate. The debate is about marriage, and it's about, more importantly, deeper than that, not just about marriage, but about how men and women, I mean, let me get into the positions here. So Grace is coming in that men and women, if you take them in a marriage, you could compare them to, let's say, a pound of feathers to a pound of rocks. You put them on the scale. Mathematically, they're equal. They weigh the same. However, they're different things, and they serve different roles. Which, okay, I see where she's going there with that. I mean, if you think about this, in a stable, ideal marriage, both parents are contributing what they need to contribute, what they're expected to contribute to make it stable and ideal. Now, what that stable and ideal is can be subjective, but you could kind of make it objective here with looking at the outcomes. I don't think anyone would disagree that a stable marriage would have better results, or more likely to have better results with kids, because if it's stable, that implies that you don't have a lot of drama and tension there. You have a household where the mother's doing very motherly duties, or helping out in that way, the dad's doing certain things. And sometimes really the roles can get kind of messy. Like I'm a father, but I also, sure, there's man responsibilities, I guess. I mean, but there's also, like, I do a lot of caring for the kids. I have, even when they're babies, like I help change the diapers, I help feed them too. And so that my wife, we both worked, so when I was at work, she was with the kids and she would take care of them. When she was at work, I was with the kids, even when they're babies, and taking care of them. So there was a lot of kind of swapping. Now, I will say that what a mother brings to nurturing is different than what a father does. It's hard to explain, but it just is that. It's just a different feel. And also there's situations where, like, as a man, I'm expected to take care of. Like, if there's a noise outside, who's going to go check it out? I will. If there's something broken down or whatever, who's going to take care of it? I will. Who's going to address that? Things like that. So I get what she's saying, that they're equal as far as importance, but they serve different functions, but they work as a unit. Okay. And she used the analogy with tennis, the tennis player and the coach, which I thought was a pretty good analogy there. Tennis is a one player sport. It's one person, and they have to depend on the coach or the relationship there. You could say is similar to a marriage. You can, being that there's different roles that they play, but they both have to do what they're expected to do and supposed to do. Like if the coach does the coaching stuff, but the player's not getting it and doesn't learn from it and wants to just slack off and doesn't want to do the responsibilities, then it's just breaking down. But David had a hard time understanding that. Like David would be like, oh, well, no. Like in the Bible, where does it say that men and women are equal? It's like, well, I mean, the Bible pretty much tell women to shut the fuck up and put your head down and just listen to the man and whatever. I mean, the Bible also says that you shouldn't wear clothes of two different fabrics or whatever. The Bible says a lot of stuff. There's a lot of great things. There's a lot of kind of confusing things. I mean, if you look at it in a biblical lens, if you look at it like that, I guess you could see that men and women are not equal and that women are subservient and are to serve the man because it is God, man, and then women. And women are to pretty much serve the man as if he was their God. If you look at it that way, you could understand why David is thinking what he thinks and saying what he says. So already from the get-go, they had a fundamental breakdown with equal. Like David doesn't see them as equal and is not going to see them as equal. So it was just nothing came out of it. It was a lot of running and going in circles, trying to get him to understand, but nothing happened. Then callers came in, and that was fun. Shout out to the Filipino caller. I might have got a little wrecked when dude, I love Asian voices, especially Filipino. They are, sucky. I love that, dude. I love that. She was nice. She was the best caller. She was like, you love your man? You love your man all night? Good. You're good. That's what you do. But some of the callers are just absolutely stupid. Like one caller was like, it was like, back at the caveman days, if a man goes out to hunt a wildebeest, brings it home to the children, who owns the wildebeest? Who owns the carcass? And Grace is like, he brought it for the family, so it's for the family, right? No, it's the man. The man owns the wildebeest. So what? The man's just gonna eat the animal and let the kids and the wife. We're talking about the caveman days, so marriage wasn't even a thing then. Probably, I don't know. So he's just let the kids and the woman starve. I mean, he could if he wanted to, because it's his wildebeest. I mean, what the caller brought up there kind of emphasizes one of her points, or like a component of her point there. was that, yeah, the man would, even back in those old caveman days, the man would serve that man role and do those tasks. But it's not like the woman wasn't doing anything either. Well, and that's something I think Grace could have went into. But because it's like, well, what is the woman doing with the kids? Just sitting around, just waiting, not doing shit? I mean, she's taking care of the kids. Whatever that looks like back in caveman days. We're talking about caveman days. Does anyone even know what that even looks like? We have movies and ideas and books about it, but and artifacts to kind of like, and to kind of reference and stuff. But it's like, okay, I don't think that the woman back in those caveman days is going to be like this daintily, like, girl who's going to be like, you go get the wildebeest, I'm going to stay here and be comfortable and look at my nails. No, like, she could be out scavenging, looking for stuff. Scavenging, looking for fruits in the trees, berries in a bush or something, because they're both contributing. They need to survive. And the mom has to be there to watch the kids so the kids don't go run off into the wilderness and die, Stay in the cave, stay near. And by the way, there's some examples of this. One I could think of is like, not caveman days, it's later like Bronze Age or whatever age it was, whatever. With the Spartans, it's not like women back in the ancient days it's not like they were pussies, okay? They might have had a pussy, but it's not like you could just run up on them and beat the shit out of them. Depending on the tribe or whatever, okay? I mean, they were fighters. They had to be. You had to be able to protect. So, like, if it was just a woman and the kids in the cave and some dude came up, I mean, she would have to try to fight. Now, would she be overpowered? Probably, yeah. But once again, that emphasizes like the point, and he clearly missed it, was like, yes, men are, because you take it back to the feathers and the rock thing. You can say the men are the rock, the women are the feathers. Rocks are hard. You could, they're totally different than feathers, okay? They serve different purposes. They do different things, meant for different things. Okay. All right. But he missed it. And then he went into like how I know, because really David was trying to emphasize, I think, that women are not important and that it's really just the man. And he brought up like these single parent households, like as an example of how like single parent women or mother households are like, you have statistically worse outcomes for kids than a single father household. And there's studies on that, and it does show that. It does. However, it's also been noted and observed that a lot of these dudes cherry pick that stuff and they don't really take into account other factors of what's going on there. And also the other thing is too, one thing that gets brought up is that like the population size of these samples is very different. Though one could say, well then, if you have a smaller population of, let's say single father households are like 10% of single parent households and single mother households are like 40%, then it only takes a few screw ups of the single father households to really skew it in a bad direction, And that's true. But I'm curious about these studies. I would like to look at them to see where these single dads are at. Like, were they divorced? Do they? Because if you are a dad and you won sole custody of the kids through divorce, so you are now a single parent household, that means the mom was so bad that the court was like, she is unfit as a mother. Those kids need to go to you. That's a situation where the dad is probably already in a pretty good place. Like, social economic status wise. Just saying. You have money to go to court like that, you're probably doing better than the stereotypical lower income single mother household. Okay. I'm just throwing that as an example. So they're probably already going to be doing all right. The kids might have some problems with handling the divorce and the issues with their mom or whatever. But if the parent is steadily working and all that, you have the support there. If the dad can't, and I'm kind of curious too, because if the study took into account like cohabitation, things like that, like getting babysitters, family support, there's other factors. But that whole thing there, you could just look at the stats on paper and be like, okay, so it means this. But really, I would ask, why not look a little bit deeper into the variables that are like, could be causing that? What is it about a single mother household that seems to lead to lesser outcomes? What is it? What's going on there? Is it just because it's a mother? Or is there something about the mom, which Grace did bring up? And I thought that was good that she brought that up. Because single mother households are probably not, we're speaking in generalities here. Forgive me, Chad. A mother that is single, and generally speaking, going to emphasize that again, there might be rotating boyfriends. There might be some other drama going on. Like, how's her family support? Where's she living? Is it like, were they even married? Was it just like she got knocked up and she lives like in an apartment and lives like in squalor and not in a great place? Already not looking good. Where are they living? Are they living in some ghetto, some urban area where like the schools suck, the environment suck, there's gangbangers all over the place, Like, these are things to consider. But David's not about that. David just wants to be like, oh, well, the stats say this, so therefore it's that. It's like, no, man, like you gotta dig deeper than that. But ultimately, I thought Grace, she did okay for trying to explain it to him. She did repeat her point. He repeated his point, tried to explain it, but like he just wasn't understanding what she was saying. Grace would repeat what he was saying. Anyway, so those are my thoughts about it. Chad, do you guys have any thoughts? I know I was giving my little speech on it. I'll pay attention to the chat now, scroll through and see what you guys say. I just wanted to give you my take without any influence from the chat to go there. And I wouldn't say it was a waste of time for Grace. It was an experience that you can learn from. If you want to do more debates, and you'll be more comfortable, you'll become more comfortable as you do them. And it seems like debates are where it's at, I guess. Is that where it's at for viewers? People like debates, but couldn't really go up blood sports on the guy. Be kind of funny if he did. If she did.
Let's see. I'm scrolling through the chat, see if anyone said women hunted alongside the men for elders to watch the young kids. Yeah. So that's true too. Now, I don't know if in all cases. I mean, we're talking general terms about caveman women back in the days. I'm sure they had to contribute as well. They hunted. I mean, there's stories that you could reference where the women are hunting too. They're not just sitting around doing nothing. So if the man brings the wildebeest back home, whose wildebeest is it? Well, if they live in a tribe, it's probably the tribes. They would, like, the dude would probably take the head as a trophy or something. Maybe he would get something to wear to show that he got that beast, you know? But everyone benefits from it. But, you know, if they had slackers in the tribe who weren't contributing, I'm pretty sure they would tell them to fuck off. You know, you didn't get food stamps and government assistance back then unless it was like you're like an elder or something and it was like you earned it. You know, shit. Back in the old days, if you were, I was gonna say, if you're born like malformed or kind of like, you know, a little retarded, they would probably just throw you off a cliff. That's what the Spartans did, and they weren't even cave people. They were supposed to be in the more civilized times. I don't think they were the only ones throwing people off cliffs for being having some weird birth defects. Anyway, females are closely related, but neighboring tribes, yeah. Virginia's saying it's really guesses. Yeah, well, it's hard to really determine. It's not like we can go back in time to see what it was really like. We just kind of have like these stories and whatever, you know, kind of make references. But I mean, there's people that study it for sure. They hear the stories or from others and all that. So, I mean, I think it's possibly true that women back then were definitely contributing a lot. I mean, they had to. Couldn't just sit around and do nothing. Like in the movie Old Summer or Midsummer, when the people jumped off the cliff. You know what? That's a movie I have not actually seen. I know people will say that movie is really, really good. I haven't seen it. So yeah, I'm not going to watch the whole hour-long debate or whatever. So we covered it there. Now let's go to the Ruby stuff. Let's do that. All right, let's do it. All right, now this is just fun. And this will be good. I guess time to change the topic here for the chat. I guess you guys can just agree to disagree about what ancient people did back then. How did they wipe their ass? How did the cavemen wipe their ass? They just use leaves? Huh. Anyway. Let's go play this. This is great. The Thorps get wasted and crash shut over Ruby, SpaceX, Dalmatian Dog's relationship. Should be fun.
He doesn't have a relational capacity and just be, honest about it, and not drag a man into it. Like,
unfinished business.
Deal with her fucking, daddy issues with her daddy.
Unfinished business as the big issue in Ruby's life is Cinnamon is so fucking toxic. He won't commit. Yeah, okay, that's a good question. Why would
Ruby now considers herself to be in You want to know how crazy this bitch is? She considers herself to be in a monogamous relationship with Dalmatian dog.
Yes, and that is true. And you could see that based on how Ruby reacts. If Dalmatian dog just smiles at another woman, Ruby gets jealous. Okay, when Grace appeared on that stream and said congrats to Dalmatian dog, he smiled. He was so happy. She didn't say anything bad. Ruby was already on the defensive, on the attack. Not defensive, just on the attack, dude. She's ready to go.
After their experience together, in which she tolerates him talking with females, but
yes,
within limits.
Can we be friends?
How crazy that bitch is. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
No, unfinished business.
And really, to test this theory, if there's any women out there that want to hit up D-Dog just to mildly flirt, not even flirt, he would take anything as a flirt. Honestly, someone who had a lot of time could create a sock account as a woman and try to hit him.
They're just friends now. No, they're not friends.
She said she's in a monogamous relationship.
She said she's in a monogamous relationship with him. A monogamous relationship where she tolerates him getting female attention, but is not super comfortable with it.
No, but she lashes out. Yeah. That's why, she did something with him. Maybe it was a hand job. Maybe it was a blow job. Who cares with her, right?
Oh, yeah, she definitely did. I am in the camp. I think they did something for real. Dalmatian dog was very happy in that bed. Very happy. Dude, that hamster video, it looked like he was glowing. It looked like he had his first nut with a woman in a long time, probably ever. I had a theory that Dalmatian dog was a virgin. I don't know if that's true. I don't know. It just seems like I don't see how he wouldn't be.
But that's why when he said, "Oh, hi, Grace," she said she was going to murder you because he violated their boundaries.
And that is true. That's actually true. Yeah.
That is true. He's like, no. That's not okay. She screamed at him. And then the next day, you're out of here. But she still considers that they have a monogamous relationship.
Well, she took it in the butt, probably.
Why do women do this?
Cinnamon's just her side piece.
ZXV says she said Dalmatian is moving in with her in November.
That would be great. How long could they possibly last together? They move in, that relationship's over in a week. There's no way they could last 2 weeks. Man, they move in, that relationship's done by the end of the month, dude. I'll put money on that. Gotta give that money too. I give this Bud. He wins. I just give money to the guy. He's a nice guy.
That's why he didn't come up here. That's why he didn't drive up here. He's fucking whipped by roast beef 35-year-old Fenty pussy.
They're in a monogamous.
What a pathetic human being.
No, I have to say I agree with you about Zimmerman in that regard. That is absolutely pathetic. That is absolutely pathetic. That is so pathetic. Ruby is,
that is true.
Roast beef, old cam girl, prostitute pussy.
Plus just
roast
sexual anything.
That is just embarrassing.
He's settling.
Oh, Eisen says she didn't say that. She just said they are meeting up again in November.
You can find the quote. We have a monogamous relationship.
No.
She did say that.
No, she did say they have a monogamous relationship. I think it's about the moving in part.
that we're not so sure on. But they're supposed to meet again in November. We'll see if that happens. We'll see.
That she did say that.
She's crazy. She's crazy. She's batshit crazy. I don't even know if she gave him a hand job. I think she gave him a hand job or a blow job, and she thinks that is like a commitment. They're monogamous.
It's so crazy.
She does.
Oh, yeah, chat. And by the way, to me, Pluto is still a planet. Like, I was told it's a planet, and I still believe it's a planet. It's a planet, guys. Little old Pluto out there, okay? So far away, so small. You know, it's an asteroid or whatever now. It's like, okay. Man. Mercury's kind of small. What if it's just a rock? It's just a rock that's closer to the sun. It's baking. There's nothing to it, right? I mean, it's just a fucking rock.
She does. No, I agree with you. She does
Watch
think
how it
that.
ends. It's not going to end well.
She thinks that's a commitment. Yeah.
Watch. You try to contact him right now. He won't let you contact him because he understands the rules.
That is so crazy.
Mommy won't let me.
That is so crazy. I do agree with you in that sense about Zoomer.
And by the way, in the 90s, Bill Nye the Science Guy told me that men and women are different and told us how. And now, a couple years ago, he was like, actually, telling us that men can be women now. Women can be men now. And that it's not like you think it is, you know? So it's kind of funny how like science changes like that, but it's like, did it really change, or are you guys just changing definitions just to fit some stuff here?
Men that they are just failures. They will get owned by millennial women.
Crazy, psycho, literal psycho, Fenty, drug-addled. Not even pussy, like I think a hand job.
Yeah.
Just owned. Checked out.
I don't know about the monogamous relationship part. Watch her stream today. She said her and Dalmatian are in a monogamous relationship. She literally said that.
Well, ask him. He won't.
We know they think they are in a monogamous relationship just based on the way they react. We know.
I guarantee he won't. Or if he does, she'll flip out. She thinks they're in a relationship.
Ananjay says 1,200 miles for a hand job is rough.
Yeah,
hey,
that is.
Either I have
Dude, that's why I'm saying there's something more that happened there.
ED, or I was not feeling it because she was bouncing all over my lap and I didn't have any response. Or I'm gay, whatever you want to say, but like, I did not get it. And I'm older than her. She's like a catch for me, but like, I didn't feel any.
And Ruby was offering.
You know, I think it really could be.
I don't know if you guys remember this, but Ruby wanted Ben to put a baby inside her. That is true. She said that.
Be so bad that
I would have got harder with the Star Trek guy on me.
The one who is into like teenage boys. I think that they may not even have just throwing this out there. They may not have even had any sexual contact.
No.
I think there was.
No, there were some. Press 1 in the chat if you think they had some sort of sexual contact. Press 2 if you think they did not. I knew you'd get a kick out of that one, Race X.
Something.
You think there was something?
No, in her mind, that's how you seal the deal.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, she said
that.
I think he nutted.
She stopped saying that she's celibate. So, that is like your first clue.
And I think she's like, okay, we're whatever, monogamous. That's what she said, monogamous. Monogamous? Kidding me? It's going to be bad. It's going to be good. It's going to be good because this woman is in crazy land, and so is he, I think.
A monogamous relationship. I mean, can we parse out what that means? Okay, so they're committed to each other?
Mm-hmm. They're partnered up.
But they live like 1,200 miles away.
All right, chat. Have you guys ever had a long distance relationship? Have you guys ever? How'd that go? Hurricane Pyro, you want to jump in? You know anything about long distance relationships? Those things are shitty. Those things are so totally fucked. You have to trust that the other person is still into you while they live another life doing like they are away from you, you know, and they're going about their day. They're going to run to people that are going to give them that instant gratification. Dude, that shit could be snatched up by someone else real fast. And you would never know. In fact, she could tell you that nothing happened. And you would believe. You'd be like, oh yeah, I still love you. I'm all into you. Real talk, dude. Real talk.
Away from each other. And
yeah, right.
she expects him to not engage with any other women, correct?
I'm glad to hear it, Mandalorian.
Like,
sometimes it works.
I think basically, yeah, the idea was, I mean, that's why Dirty Dalish
sometimes
got like
it works.
Yeah, that's true. That's why Dirty
All
Dalish.
she did, she said, I believe her 100%. She's like, I don't have any feelings towards D-Dog.
I
was
also
asking
believe her,
about
yeah.
their relationship.
Yeah, I believe her, yeah.
And she sat there seething. And now we have two evidence of it. One was you just saying, hey, and him saying like, oh, hey, Grace. And man, like she literally threatened murder and has never taken it back.
That's true, yeah.
And then that incident, and she used the term monogamous.
Hurricane, real talk beta. About the long distance relationships? It takes a certain kind of person to make that work, man. I mean, they're pretty difficult. They can be quite challenging, being that far apart. Because you don't really know all the stuff they do and what they're doing and all that. You can't, I mean, you can't be with them all the time. The most you could really do is be on phone and video. So it takes a lot of trust. A lot of trust. Now, of course, I mean, I'm speaking from personal experience. I mean, I got burned a couple times with long distance relationships. Then again, I also got burned on and I guess a short distance relationship too. too. So you just they can be difficult. I don't know. I don't see how that's beta. I mean, they can be difficult.
But she's like, she considers herself a liberal. I mean, a
That's
monogamous
cool.
relationship, kind of like husband wife.
Yeah.
She's like a liberal wife, and she understands that, you know, females can talk to him, but actually she really doesn't understand it.
CXP says, oh, by the way, Ruby said she'd be okay with an open relationship with Dalmatian if Dalmatian was genuinely interested in Dalish.
No. Ruby could not handle an open relationship. She could not. No. She would get way too jealous. Way too jealous, dude. Moving in together after not even 3 weeks is crazy. Yeah, that is insane. That's the other thing, too. Moving in too quickly is also can be an issue. You know, sometimes you need to spend more time testing out that car. I mean, you guys move in. You're committing to it. It's not marriage, but you're getting close. And if that relationship breaks down, oh shit, now you got a chick in your house. I mean, she could fuck things up. It depends on how it ends. You know, it depends on her, it depends on him. There's a lot of variables here. Anyway.
Ruby is that desperate to keep Dalmatian.
No. She wants.
With Dalish?
Yeah.
Hmm.
It's not going to be. Well, you can say. I mean, if Dalish was to like just say like I visited Dalmatian dog and I had sex with him, you watch what happens.
Yeah, no, Ruby would not be okay with that. 100%.
Yeah, she'd freak out. She might
She
try
wasn't
to,
okay with.
She would try to murder Dalish. She would flat out try to murder him. Or her. Yeah.
Dalmatian saying
Why should
hi
she
to
be
me.
okay? Why should she have to be okay with anything? Like, why would she think she has any say whatsoever in terms of his sexual anything?
Well, because she considers
It's
them
crazy.
Because she considers them to be in a monogamous relationship. That's
Yeah, they're committed.
Yeah.
They're
so
already one
fucking
flesh
crazy.
now. They're married now.
He's like 7 years younger than her.
Did you guys miss the invite to the marriage? The Ruby D-Dog marriage? It happened like overnight. No one got the invite, I think. But yeah, they are committed now. 6 likes
Well,
and
it'll
I'll
come out.
punch my
She
balls
shares
again.
everything, so.
If we're doing that still.
Yeah.
Stay tuned. It's not going to go well. There's no real way to get out for him to get out of this now because she's crazy.
Yeah, I agree. No, there will be threats of murder towards Dalmatian dog.
Oh, without a doubt.
Within a week, would you say?
He should just clarify it.
She would dom Dalmatian dog so much, and he would probably like it. He would. If Ruby told Dalmatian dog to wear a gimp suit, do you think he would? Yes.
You know, but he won't.
He won't. No. He clarified. He said the Dalish was creepy to her. To him, sorry. He said the Dalish was creepy
he's
to
like,
him.
Yes, mommy. Yeah, she. I didn't like her. I don't like her. She, was not. It was not okay. He's a pussy.
Yeah. Well, I think he tried with me and he tried with Ava, and neither of us were into his like I want a mommy thing, and so he's doing it with Ruby now, and she's being his mommy, and he likes it. Unfinished
It's a
business.
mutual, sick relationship.
Unfinished business says, do you guys think it's better for either of them to be single instead of with each other?
It's totally unhealthy what they're doing. Yeah.
Tosca says he found a mommy.
Well, it'll be interesting to watch.
But wait. Is Ruby even a good mom? A mommy? I know. I think I even said that Ruby's a mommy. But is Ruby really a mommy? If you think about Ruby, what she does. Doesn't clean. Can't really provide for him. Sometimes I heard it said before that men sometimes will look, when they look at women that they want to get involved with, that they look for traits that are similar to that of their mom. Is that true? If so, what does that say about Ruby? And also, more importantly, what does that say about Dalmatian Dog's mom?
Watch,
Yeah, it will be interesting.
Is it healthy for people like that to be in relationships with other people? Maybe they'll learn something from it, but I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Yeah, Mandalorian. I agree.
Pain and suffering.
D-Dog and Ruby are...
And on Jay, man. Yeah, dude, that's great. I doubt she cleans up after her hamster. That's... next time I'll watch a Ruby stream, I'm going to pay closer attention to the hamster cage for research. I've been watching a lot of Ruby streams and hating myself for it too, but it is the content that I'm farming now.
So there is that.
Both crazy and not really ready for a relationship, but who the fuck cares?
Exactly.
That's good.
Yeah,
Wood.
I mean they're both wall
Math
cows,
is bad.
so
Don't do math.
D-Dog and Ruby are on a roller coaster. Is a roller coaster relationship, but they're on a roller coaster anyways. Lol.
Yeah, you could make that argument. I don't see one of them as going to particularly suffer more than the other in doing what they're doing.
True.
But
I still think this whole relationship thing is fake. Like, they're going through the motions and all that, but I am just not buying that they're actually in love. It's just some op to own Grace. That's what it is. That's what I think. And for the views.
Neither are going to become healthier people from it.
Killer Tony says,
like, for example, whenever a sitcom, talk about TV, remember sitcoms, things you used to watch back in the day. You probably don't watch them anymore, right? Or it's really any show. It is not just sitcoms. But somewhere along the way, like it could be a pretty good season, but somewhere along the way, maybe towards the end of the season, or maybe it happens in season 2, they insert some bullshit love story, which has nothing really to do with anything, and it's kind of like a distraction, and it's like, why are we doing this? They do that because the bean counters are like, people love this. They tune in for it.
says honestly they deserve each other. I can see that. I could honestly see that, Killer Tony.
I actually think Dalmatian Dog is a nice guy, and I think Ruby is just a horrible human being. So I do think he'll get fucked. He already has gotten fucked.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but see, I'm less sympathetic with you on this point because I think if he wants a mommy figure, he's going to have to deal with the consequences.
How's she a mommy? She's a fucking pig. She doesn't clean up her own apartment. He's the maid. Where's the mommy?
Maybe she reminds him of his mom. Maybe Dalmatian Dog has to clean up after his mom. So it just feels like home.
Didn't get him any food. She didn't make him anything to eat. Where's the mommy? Just an old lady?
Somebody to tell him what to do and how to think and how to feel. I think that's what he wants.
Well, all she ever tells everyone to do is to agree with her.
I agree.
Doesn't care beyond that.
But that's what a mommy in a relationship
Agree with her and support. She's like a narcissistic mother. The worst type of mother. Worship me all the time.
I agree with that, but then
Tell
again,
us more about that, Ben.
You're mid. You're crazy. You've got no, you're not generous. I mean, what's the upside of it?
Well, but think about this, Dad. I offered him
Yes,
a guaranteed
Hurricane?
nut if he came to.
Oh, that's XP alt account. America Shorts. Oh, I don't even see it in the chat. Is it in my chat? I didn't even notice.
Rhode Island, and he didn't come, so he's kind
No pun intended.
he's chosen his fate. Like, I really don't have sympathy for that. I don't.
Yeah, people are. I mean, we're just in it for the content. I mean, but I mean, I just would say that he's a nice person. I don't think she is. She's a horrible person.
Of course, I agree with you on that. But
I mean,
if he finds that compelling,
yeah,
he is objectively responsible for whatever comes from that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Right. Okay. I'm glad we
Do
agree
I
about
feel
that.
a responsibility to like keep him from doing this? No, absolutely. He's an adult. But I do think when the shit hits the fan, he'll be right to say like she's fucking crazy.
Well, he would be. But she's just going to say he's crazy too. And then she'll have some people that take her side. And Dalmatian Dog will have people who take his side. The way it would play out, as being all pro bros here, I would just tell Dalmatian, look, man, we told you. What you learned? What did you learn from this? Say something like, I ain't going to trust that bitch again. All women are, like, remember that. let that harden your heart so that you don't fall for like the first pair of eyes you see. A challenge of eating a tub of ice cream. Oh, that's a good challenge. Tomorrow I'm doing another wholesome family video stream thing with my daughter. She's going to wear a mask again. Don't face revealed or anything like that. And going to eat. She wants to eat McDonald's fries. Like 3 baskets of them. I'm like, okay. I think that's good. I don't know. I don't know if I could. I want to say I could, but I'm pretty bad at eating challenges anymore. I cannot do these things. I couldn't complete the nuggets. Couldn't complete the tacos. And the tacos was something I didn't even really plan on. It was something I was like, okay, let me do this to see if I could do it. So the pizza eating challenge. What, I'm going to order 2 extra large pizzas and eat like 2 slices and then be like, guys, like the way I've been eating lately, I just don't have the stomach for it. I'm sorry. I'm just not the fat ass I used to be. Dude. Oh. No, don't worry. It's not daily. And she's not going to overeat. She's going to eat the amount she will. And then When we chose the chocolate, and by the way, these are her ideas. And I'm like, well, we have to be very safe with this. We got to be very careful. Very careful with it. And, been thinking about like just making it all at the channel, just putting on there, and seeing how that works. But that's just another channel to manage. And I think if I clean this channel up, it'd be for the better anyway. Do content with your wife where you see who can win. That'd be good too. There is a video I thought of uploading, a short, where my wife and I would play air hockey, and she totally beat my ass, dude. She totally beat my ass. You got to see it. You'll get a quick little glimpse. But what keeps me reserved and hesitant on this is on this stream, there's 2 families we covered that deteriorated because they got into drama. Well, the lesson learned there is, first of all, don't reveal the names, don't reveal stuff. I mean, people will try to find stuff, but we'll have to, take care of that. And also, they're not drama stuff. They're not drama content. But yeah, it's something that we're being careful about. I don't know. Virginia says don't do it. Punch your nuts, punch my nuts. Do we have 30 likes? We have 29 likes. 29 likes. One more like and I punch my
really
nuts.
Malicious and
Yeah, I think so.
Scary, also scary, but she's too I don't think could even probably get anywhere near his house. So
No, I don't think so. Yeah,
she's incapable of doing anything.
Yeah, so I would never do
family drama. I would never do that. Like, in fact, you know, like updates on my marriage and stuff will probably have to stop too. I mean, I'll just, you know, just it's having more date nights, you know, spend more time, you know. You know, on that topic, the channel, like the chat, you guys are sometimes seen as the other woman in my life. Look at that. You guys are the other woman. Huh. I hear you, Killer Tony. The reality of that is, and I could tell the kids, no, you'll never have a YouTube channel, ever. You know, they see their friends do it and stuff already at a very young age. I'm like, what? No. You can't do that. No, you're too young. You're too young. I tell them that. And that is a hard no. There are certain things that they are not allowed. Like Discord, not allowed. They have access to YouTube. It's monitored too. I watch their accounts. We can see what they watch and stuff. The worst thing that they do, most dangerous thing, is play Roblox. Of anything, Roblox, which is a grooming platform anymore. But I feel pretty safe on that one because it was my son who actually told me about it before I even heard about it in the news or, you know, people talk about it. And like the way he was talking about it, like he was wise to it. It was like, yeah, these, and he's never ran into anyone. And besides, when I say I check on my son, I'm always talking to them, always checking on them. So, you know, I try to watch them to try to prevent harm to come their way. And if it does come, maybe I can help with that. Because when I was younger, you know, parental supervision was kind of more lax, I think, in the 90s. It was like, not that I'm a helicopter parent, maybe I am. But like, you know, the kids would go off in another room and play. You know, I was with my cousins. And what they thought was happening was just playing around. What ended up happening is my cousin, who was like a year older than me, was like, let's play doctor. And and that happened. That was just me and my cousins. I want to say it was I want to say it was like maybe 8. I don't want anything like that to happen to my kids. So even when they have family over, our friends over. Their bedroom doors are always open. And I am usually with the kids. To keep them busy with, like, you know, whatever it is they're doing, they're playing, like it's games or whatever, board games or whatever. That way I can, you know, prevent that. Anyway, I got on this. What I'm saying is I'm aware that, like, horrible things can happen, even in your own home. So that incident happened at my grandmother's house, if anything. It was weird. They called that room the toy room. Huh, look at that. Now, you can ask people, and that experience I don't think is very unique, because young kids will do stupid stuff, and it is so bizarre, and you just hope it doesn't happen. Man, I told you guys a story where I discovered my dad's stash of porn when I was like, in middle school, and that ruined me. And my son's like, he's getting close to puberty, and now we see what he could see on his computer. And so far, he does not seem to have found anything. Anyway. So we do monitor, we do try to check, we do try to be preventative, but also be ready. Mackenzie said people need to start calling this bullshit. Oh, wait, is someone talking bad about you still? I hope no one's talking bad about you. I don't know why people would. I've never had a bad experience with you. I know you are in the Thorp's chat and you support them at times, but I mean, I've had them on the stream before. I talked to them, and I said this before. I consider Grace to be a friend. No? Okay. But in a way, have you guys ever had a friend that, like, is doing not so well? Like, they're not doing that good. Like, you're still friends with them because of, like, maybe it's the length of time or the nature of the relationship or something, but it's just, they're not doing well health-wise, financially. Maybe they have some bad habits. You probably don't agree with them on a lot of things. In fact, you're probably wondering, why am I even still friends with this person? Why are they here right here? Why are they in my garage? I talk bad about this person all the time. They still keep coming. The pity friend. I guess that's what you call it. Have I ever been in their chat? Yeah, I've been in their chat. I think I was in their chat yesterday. I don't know if I was banned. It looked like I was chatting. Oh, Mackenzie and Delish are fighting? Oh, there's no reason to fight.
And wait, I don't think Mackenzie's fighting for... No, I don't think that's true. Gobbledygook. If there's any truth to that, I'll just say, Hurricane, be careful with Delish. Be careful. She'll flirt with you and give you a good time. But she might just tempt you. She might just tempt you to your ruin, dude. Be careful. Easy come, easy go, man. Yeah, Mackenzie's not fighting with Delish. She's blocked. Oh, well, okay. Oh, you a DM? Okay. That's Bacterian. All right, let me play the rest of this. We got a few more seconds.
But she could get herself pregnant, maybe.
Are we gonna get a Dalmatian dog?
I don't think she.
A Dalmatian puppy.
I think she would get an abortion. I don't think she.
Oh
would.
no.
You think so? Really? You think she would get pregnant with his child and then take it?
Said she wants to have kids.
If Ruby got pregnant, she's gonna keep it. She's not going to abort it. What? I'm checking DMs now. I don't know if you sent it on Discord or what. Oh, wait. I was checking Twitter as well. I got a DM from a dude who sent the link for a video. And then that's it. Hurricane, are you able to VC? I could throw you the link. All right. So I threw the link to the VC there for Hurricane. Don't turn your daughter into a torta. No, I definitely don't want to do that, no. She does have a pretty high metabolism. The only one I'm worried about is my son. But my brother-in-law was like that. And they grew tall and grew lean. But my son goes with me on the walks. Which is why I haven't been streaming them. Can't stream that. Oh, Hurricane. Mackenzie's... What's going on, Hurricane? What's going on, man? You think Delish would steal John's wallet? I wouldn't put it past her. Not saying she's a bad person. I don't know anything about her. But I fully expect a a woman of the night to take my wallet, which is why I don't take my wallet, which is why I don't sleep with women of the night. Why throw away your life, your kids, your wife for like something that you could do yourself? You know? I could fuck myself and reach a desired outcome, which would be the same, actually a better outcome than getting between some other woman's legs. What about women of the day walkers? Well, I mean, you get. I guess it applies. Same thing. They're even worse. Hello. Hello, Matt. How's it going?
Oh, good. Here, I'll mute the stream. How you doing, bud?
I'm doing all right.
Still alive?
Oh, yeah. We're still alive. I'm just... Hurricane, I thought he wanted to come on. I'm not sure. He said he was going to send a DM, but haven't...
What you were saying about her, she's a strong, domineering woman, right? So the only one who could ever handle her is somebody that's had experience with that. Someone like me who's got that kind of mother.
Oh, with Ruby?
Knows how to deal with her.
With Ruby? Yeah.
Yeah, my mom and her are so much alike. They'd fucking love each other. It's crazy. It's like, yeah.
So is that true that like sometimes a man sees aspects of his woman and the woman that... aspects of his mother and the woman that he's getting involved. Okay.
Yeah, totally. You do it subconsciously. You don't even realize it. You kind of go for people that remind you of your, because that's all you know for relationships. If you're a guy, you're going to look at how your mom is. I mean, that's why they say, like, what is it? People that are from divorcee families have the worst time in relationships, but people that grow up with both parents are, you know what I mean?
Ooh.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, did you grow up with both parents?
I did.
Well, there you go. And you're in a healthy relationship. That explains it all.
Yeah. Trying to...
Yeah. You've got some kind of role model to look at, like, oh, this is how relationships are
for sure.
be,
Yeah.
right?
And I still use my parents for support sometimes, like advice sometimes, because marriage is tough. And my parents, I mean, they have more experience with it than I do because by years, So.
Oh, and those if you said your wife's a Mexican or Hispanic or something?
Half. So, like, her mom's white.
Yeah, well, their families are like, their families will step right in and fucking be like, what's the problem here? You know what I mean? Like, make up.
For sure. It's funny because,
just like Middle Eastern.
Her mom and dad are separated, but, like, they're not really because it's the oddest thing. I'm like, I don't understand how you... I don't want to say too much. I'll just say...
That's fine.
Okay, I'll put it this way. Like with the family get-togethers that they have, which are usually kind of big, as you know.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Her mom still comes to that, even though the other woman is present. And that they have a family. And they're cool even on Christmas and things. So it's like, So it's they made a lot of peace.
Were actually really tried. All the Mexicans I met on my journey through the States, I was like, holy fuck, these guys are better behaved like in relationships than most Americans and Canadians.
Yeah, it can be. I mean, sometimes the guys can be kind of sleazy. I mean, there's sleeping around shit like that. Whatever. But that happens a lot with men. I'm not sure what race is worse, if it's even a race thing, really just like a thing that just happens.
Yeah, I mean, with a domineering woman, it's like she usually chooses a guy that she can push around, like that's more submissive to her. That's what my mom's always chose for relationships. So she's usually the one with the money too.
And I think really, like, the Hispanic women I've ever encountered in my life, they have been not submissive. They've been the opposite of that.
No.
They've been usually
fiery.
more like like they will not tolerate bullshit. So
no. Yeah, Lalo's in trouble if he marries someone from his same ethnicity.
Yeah. Well, actually, Lalo might like it because he will get his ass beat in a way he likes. Maybe.
Yeah. That's not scene there, yeah. That was
Yeah.
good.
All right.
That's we got to get a flexible spatula for you, and then we can get someone to flick you in the nuts, like your wife or something.
No, Killer Tony. No. So, yeah, man. So I think
Killer Tony, I already know where he lives, so
yeah,
whatever,
and
bud.
no reason to say it or anything like that. I just redacted that because I know it's public information, but like.
Yeah, it's
like,
a public report.
It's not
I just wanted
like,
to see if there's any weird charges or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I did the same thing for Dingo with this mugshot. I was like,
Oh,
I'll just redact that.
You can search mine. You won't find shit. I searched myself. Hey, somebody joined and then they left.
Oh, that was BB. I think they just wanted to join the Discord. I was thinking about wrapping up pretty soon. I thought Hurricane was going to pop in or something, or send a DM or something.
Yeah,
like
people
that.
should pop in there on all these streams. I stream like every day, and people hardly ever pop in. So what the fuck? I don't
Yeah.
know.
Like with StreamYards, people I think find that easier. I guess I don't know, but I don't want to pay. I'm not going to pay to stream. That's weird.
I use Restream. Restream's better. I pay for it. I don't mind.
Yeah, I might consider doing that. I might consider doing that again. I was using it back when I was doing the reaction stuff. I'll stream on Twitch and Kick at the same time.
Yeah, you should do on X. You get massive viewers on X. I had like 257 one day. I was like, holy shit, this is crazy.
Yeah, that'd be something to
But
try.
you got to pay for it. Oh wow, fuck, totally.
Yeah, I'll definitely give that a try. Maybe on a test stream or something. I'll see how that goes. All right. Well, I think I am going to wrap up here. It's about that time. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed this stream, definitely press the like button there. That's where I said I was going to punch my balls again for. 30
Yeah, you got to
likes.
do that first. Oh,
That's right.
$50.
That'll be the final thing here, the finale, punching my balls.
How many kids you got?
Enough.
So you don't need your nuts anymore anyway.
Yeah, I'm good.
You're set. At this point, it's just extras. What's he doing? Are you doing it? Oh, no way. Hold on, I got to catch up here on the stream. Go. Give him $50. You won't need a vasectomy, that's for sure. If you keep doing this. Do like the farmer style, put the tight elastic band around them. They just fall off eventually. I don't know if anyone's heard of that. That's what they do with farm animals. They put this tight band around their nuts, and the nuts just lose circulation eventually and just fall off. Uh-oh. There we go.
That didn't count. I flinched.
Yeah, you flinched. Oh, no, he's going to punch it. Oh, shit. Oh, fuck. You can't watch. Damn, you got some high up nuts. Lower. Open your hand. Open your hand to do it. Right between the legs. Wow. You're definitely gonna get clipped for this. Good material. Oh, that was a good one. He's feeling it. Dead man down for the count.
All right.
10,
I think
9, 8, 7, 6.
no, Lalo, you like that, dude. You're gonna save that clip, dude. Save it. I won't get mad at you. You liked it. Okay.
All right. I will. I'm gonna wrap up the stream now. It was a good stream. They say the greatest stream, and I believe them. Good people say. They say it's the best. Y'all take it easy and have a good one.
Cheers.
All right.